stop the event. Starting streaming now.
we welcome you to Tempe Diablo Stadium. This is the spring training home of the Angels. And if you'll get your scorecards ready, we'll have the starting lineup in just a few minutes. First of all, for the protection of the players and other fans, and in the spirit of good sportsmanship, the Angels and Major League Baseball request your cooperation in refraining from throwing any objects onto the field or into the stands. And we also remind you that any fan who enters the playing field or interrupts play in any manner will be arrested for trespassing, may be subject to fine and or imprisonment, but as usual, we thank you in advance for your always fine cooperation. Now, the Angels are quite happy to allow you to keep any of the batted or thrown balls that come into the stands. They make great souvenirs. We know that. However, please remember, these items travel at a high rate of speed. They can, and they sometimes do, cause injury. Now, out of respect for your neighbors, please be cautious when attempting to catch any of the objects that enter from the playing field. And for your own safety, please remain on the alert at all times. Also, we ask that you do not interfere with the ball in play because of its possible effect on the outcome of the game. Now, fans, when expressing your feelings to the Angels or their opponents, please consider your neighbors and the children around you and refrain from the use of profanity. In consideration of the health and comfort of others, smoking is not permitted here at Tempe Diablo Stadium. And finally, if anyone is marring your enjoyment of the game, please seek the assistance of the nearest usher immediately. We thank you for your cooperation. We know you'll enjoy your stay this afternoon here at Tempe Diablo Stadium. Now, if the Angels score 10 or more runs today, save your ticket stub for a free order of Angels Wings at any of the 4 Valley Claim Jumper locations today only. Now, the nearest claim jumper to Tempe Diablo Stadium is just a mile away, is off Interstate 10 east on Baseline Road. Angel fans are invited to visit the new Angel Clubhouse, presented by Fat Tire and Deschutes Brewery. It's located behind Section 7 and features Fat Tire and Deschutes beer. Stop by the new Angel Clubhouse this afternoon. And as you well know, there's nothing like baseball on a Farmer John hot dog to make your spring training experience complete. Visit our concession stands located throughout Tempe Diablo Stadium for the finest hot dogs in the Cactus League. I'll go in a little short of cash this afternoon. We do have 3 ATMs conveniently located near sections 5, 7, and 19. And if you're a Desert Schools customer, you can use your Desert Schools debit card and there will be no service charge. At this time, we remind you that the Miller Party Deck is located in left field, right next to the lawn area. Visit it out there and enjoy ice-cold Miller products on the Miller Party Deck today. And if you're looking for a nice place to relax or dine after today's game, visit the Buttes Resort. You'll see it just beyond the left field wall, up there in the Buttes. Relax by the pool at the Thirsty Cactus Pool Bar and Grill, or enjoy a casual dining experience at the Market Cafe, where you can experience real world-class dining with incredible views of the valley to the top of the Rock restaurant. It's all just a 600-foot home run away at the Buttes Resort. Still have time to pick up a copy of Angel Magazine before we give you the starting lineup. Angel Magazine is the official publication of the Angels, and you could win one of 4 $25 gift cards, compliments of Safeway and Kimberly-Clark. Those are the makers of Kleenex and Cottonelle. Angel Magazine, it's on sale now. One other reminder, visit Dos Gringos Red Stripe Cantina down the right field line for ice-cold Red Stripe beer or Smirnoff Ice. Enjoy today's game and please drink responsibly. Now, if you didn't get your copy of Angel Magazine, check it and we'll present the starting lineups for this afternoon's game. First of all, for the visiting Chicago Cubs, leading off the fight in center field will be number 4, Joey Gafford. Gafford in center field. Batting second is shortstop number 2, Ryan Perrier. Perrier goes at short. Batting third, playing at first base, number 6, Michael Hoffbauer. Hoffbauer goes at first base. Batting fourth, as the designated hitter, number 21, Milton Bradley. Bradley, the DH. Batting fifth, playing in right field, number 66, Doug Deeds. Deeds in right field. Batting sixth, playing at second base, number 73, Bobby Scales. Scales at second base. Batting seventh, playing in left field, wearing number 99, Seth Higuchi. Higuchi in left field. Batting eighth, playing the catching, number 15, Mark Johnson. Johnson, the catcher. Batting ninth, playing at third base, number 20, Luis Rivas. Rivas is the third base. And during the pitching for the Cubs, warming up in the left field bullpen, we're number 57, right-hander Chad Goodman. Goodman is the starting pitcher. And now, here is the starting lineup for your Angels. Leading off is the designated hitter, number 9, Sean Pickett. Batting second, at shortstop, number 2, Eric Ivar. Ivar at short. Batting third, playing at second base, number 47, Howie Kendrick. Kendrick at second base. Batting fourth, playing at first base, number 19, Henry Morales. Morales is at first base. Batting fifth, playing at right field, number 20, Juan Rivera. Rivera at right field. Batting sixth, playing in left field, number 49, Rob Quinlan. Hughes in left field. Batting seventh, playing at third base, number 3, Brandon Wood. Wood at third base. Batting eighth, playing the catcher, number 28, Ryan Buddy. Buddy the catcher. Batting ninth, playing in center field this afternoon, 22, Chris Pettit. Pettit in center field. And wearing the pitching for the Heroes, warming up in our right field bullpen, wearing number 58, Heston Mosley. Mosley is the starting pitcher. And there you have this afternoon's starting lineup. And now, ladies and gentlemen, may we ask you to please rise at this time. Gentlemen, remembering to remove your hats in honor of our nation and for the playing of our national anthem. all of the play-by-play action this afternoon with Terry Smith and Rex Hudler on 98.3 FM. That's the Angel radio broadcast that's heard exclusively here in the ballpark on 98.3 FM.
Angels baseball is on the air from Tempe Diablo Stadium. The Angels host the Chicago Cubs. Hi, everybody. This is Terry Smith along with Rex Hudler, welcoming you to Cactus League Baseball here on the Angels Baseball Network. We have a beautiful day here in the Valley. We're going to have a sellout today here in Tempe. Just driving to the ballpark in the 9 o'clock hour this morning, you saw all the signs out along the street saying this event is sold out, so that's always good to see. And the Angels and the Cubs get ready to hook up here for back-to-back ball games today at Tempe Diablo, and tomorrow the Angels will be taking on the Cubs in Mesa. Rex Hudler is alongside today. Hud, you have been one busy customer today.
Smitty, the grand game seems to work me when I get close to the ballpark. I mean, like if I get within a half a mile and I make eye contact with the yard, my heart starts pumping. But then getting to mingle in the stands with the people and all the Angel fans here, I'm beside myself. I'm sorry I just walked in, but I couldn't help it. I got to go see Alan Trammell, who's taking the lineup cards out, along with Alfredo Griffin, and to see the Angel fans and to feel the excitement they have about their 09 team just pumps me up. I don't know if you'll be able to shut me up today.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's Friday the 13th, so I knew something was in the air when I got to the ballpark today. And then when I saw you come flying in here just about a minute ago, I knew something definitely was in the air.
The people.
Yep.
Baseball's in the air. It's spring training. It's the most optimistic time of the year. I played on some really bad teams in my day, but every year I thought we were going to win. And that's what you want. Ball players that believe they can win. Fans believe they can win. Their team is in first place right now along with 29 others. 0-0. They're prepping. They're getting in shape. Baseball's a timing game. It takes so much time to prepare and to get your bodies ready. Now, they come to camp in rock-hard shape, but baseball shape is a whole different story. And it's really great to see how Mike Scioscia manages his ball club and pays attention to detail, has his Angel players going in at 100% at 10 o'clock in the morning. That's refreshing.
All right, Hud, the lineup cards are being exchanged at home plate. Looks like we have right now a three-man umpiring crew. We thought we were going to have four, but the home plate umpire is definitely Kerwin Danley. And then the other umpires that will be in the mix today, we're expecting three others, Rick Reed, Jim Wolf, and Mike Muchlinski, but there are just two helping out the home plate umpire, Kerwin Danley, looks like, as they exchange the lineup cards. Beautiful day for baseball. The pitching matchup today, the Angels will be sending Dustin Mosley to the mound. This will be his third start this spring, an 0-0 record, a 3.60 ERA. The Cubs will go with Chad Godin, a right-hander who has a 2-0 record, and this will be his fourth appearance this spring and his third start. We saw Godin in the past when he was with the Oakland A's, and he got traded over to the Cubs last season. He spent some time with Oakland and the Cubs a year ago. Rex, while we have a chance, how about if you run down today's starting lineups?
Well, throw me under the bus and go ahead. I hadn't had any prepare time because I've been out with the people. But Joey Gathright, the center fielder, he's leading off for the Cubs. They're 7-8 in spring training. Ryan Theriot, Smitty, see, when you don't prepare, even as a broadcaster, you butcher names. That's not right, not proper. He's the shortstop. He's batting second. Then a guy named Mitch Hofpower. How do you say that one?
Micah Hofpower.
I was close. Micah Hofpower. He's batting third, playing first. Milton Bradley. I got that name. He's batting fourth. He's the DH. How about Doug Deeds? He's the right fielder. He's batting fifth. Bobby Scales. He's at second base, batting seventh. Or sixth. Batting seventh is So Taguchi. So if you butcher it, who cares? He's in left field. Mark Johnson, he is the catcher. Luis Rivas is the third baseman. And that is your lineup offensively for the Cubs. Now for the Halos, who are 10-3. Figgy's getting Figgy with it at the top of the lineup. He's the DH. Eric Ibar's the shortstop, batting second. Howie Hitman Kendrick, he's in the third place spot today, playing second base. Kendry Morales, the switch-hitting wonder. He's at first base, batting fourth. Juan Rivera, power-stroking Venezuelan, right field. He's batting fifth. Rob Quinlan. Quinny, his team ball mates call him. Also Q-ball, and a few others that we can't tell you. Left field, that's where he is. Brandon Wood, the star phenom, former number 1 pick. He's playing third base today. Ryan Buddy, the catcher. Chris Petit is the center fielder, and Dustin Mosley has just thrown his throw down to Ryan Buddy. Buddy's throw down to second base looked like a beauty. However, there were no runners stealing on the play.
All right, Hud, nicely done, and we are just about set for baseball. The Angels and the Chicago Cubs squaring off here today. A beautiful day in Tempe. Joey Gathright, who was with Kansas City for part of last season, will be the first batter up for the Cubs today. The Cubs come in with a spring record of 7 wins and 8 losses, and the Angels come in with a very impressive record of 10 wins and 3 defeats. And here's the pitch on its way. The first one is bounced to short. Charging is Ibar. He'll have to hurry, and he gets it there in time to nip the speedy Gathright for the game's first out. So 1 up and 1 away, and Ryan Theriot will be the next batter. You look at the players that the Cubs have brought today, and they have kept some of their regulars back in Mesa. Derek Lee is not here. Alfonso Soriano did not make the trip. Fukudomi is back in Mesa today. Aramis Ramirez back there. And the pitch on its way, and that one is a pitch that is in there for a strike, and their all-star catcher from last season, Giovanni Soto, did not make the trip today. The pitch, that one is low, and the count even. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
They call this, what the Cubs are doing today, a split squad. That means they'll split them up. One will play in Mesa, and the other plays here, and you know, Lou Piniella stayed back in Mesa. As the Angels will see them tomorrow at Mesa, we'll see all of the Cubs regulars, and I'm sure a few Angel regulars.
Yep, the Cubs are playing the Mariners in their other game today, so they have a split squad day here against the Angels. 2 balls and 1 strike.
So future Hall of Famer Alan Trammell is the skipper here in today's ball game at Tempe Diablo.
Former Tigers manager. The pitch, it's hit in the air in his center field. Chris Pettit is there waiting. He'll put that one away. And Theriot is an easy out. 2 up and 2 gone.
Theriot. Theriot. He's got some Cajun in him, some Louisiana. He's French. I mean, that's a French name, huh?
I believe you're right, Hud. And Chad Godin also is a player from Louisiana. He's got some Cajun in him. He's the starting pitcher today.
How about this kid, Micah?
Micah Hoffpower.
Hoffpower.
Right. And he's having a very good spring for them. He goes after the first pitch and grounds it up the middle. It's stopped by Howie. Long throw. It's going to be late, and it'll be a base hit. Hoffpower, who had a very good year last year in the minors. He drove in 100 runs, and then they brought him up to the Cubs last season. He hit 342. He continues to hit the baseball this spring. He came into the game with 12 hits, 9 RBIs, and a couple homers. And here's Milton Bradley. We saw him last season wearing a Texas Rangers uniform.
Yep, I went down and said hello to Alan Trammell because he's one of my heroes today, and I walked in and saw Milton Bradley, and I have a lot of respect for Milton Bradley. Sometimes he's misunderstood, but not by me, because I talk baseball and so does he. Because he feels good, because his legs aren't quite 100% yet because of the long spring. These regulars haven't been in the lineup very regular, so, it's all takes a little bit of time to get him going. He said he probably wouldn't be busting out of the box at 100%.
Yeah. He's had a little bit of a thigh issue this spring, his left thigh, some tightness there, and of course he had the torn ACL going back to the 2007 season.
So you know what he told me? Hud, don't bag me now because I'm not quite 100%, because he knows that I expect, along with every manager, 100% effort.
Yeah. Pitch, and that one's in there on Bradley, so Mosley jumps in front. It's no balls and 2 strikes.
But a lot of managers, Terry, that I played for, they would all have 2 rules. Be on time and give me 100% of what you have that day. So Milton might be at 90%, but Trammell expects 100% of the 90.
He's 3 for 11 this spring, is Bradley. That's a .273 batting average. He's yet to drive in a runner, hit a home run. And the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Milton Bradley out of Long Beach Poly High School.
Great eye. Man, his plate discipline over the years has really improved. That's what makes him the hitter he is.
He has a quick bat, this guy. The pitch, that's about back to the screen.
And plus, that intense demeanor helps a player. Okay, look, he's not looking for any friends out there between the lines. And obviously off the field, he hadn't found too many with the media either. But, you know, he makes his money between the lines. And believe me, that type of mentality out there works in baseball. When you're competing in a man's league, getting paid big money, that's the focus you got to have. You got to let your opponents know.
Pitch on Bradley, and on the 1-2, he got him looking, struck him out, and that'll end the inning. Impressive first inning of work for Dustin Mosley. A quiet Cubs first, no runs, one hit, the infield single. In the inning, no errors, they leave a runner at first. Half inning in the books, Cubs nothing. The Angels coming to bat on the Angels Baseball Network.
Thank you for thinking of me first for fantastic food, incredible nightlife, and shopping for the whole team. For more information, call 800-283-6734 or visit stayintempe.com. Calling your attention to the coaching boxes at first base for the Angels. Acquisition number 4, Alfredo Griffin over at third base. Number 21, Dino Evil. And the Angels are managed by number 14, Mike Sozier. Join the folks at AM 8:30, Thursday, March 19th. After 4 points by Sheriff right here in Tempe for a special Angels listening card. Come meet Angel players and broadcasters. You could win tickets to the remaining Angel spring training games. Watch and enjoy March Madness NCAA basketball games with us at 3 Restaurant Bar. And enjoy all the tournament action. It all begins at 3 p.m. on Thursday, March 19th. For more information, call 1-866-716-8133. That's 1-866-716-8133. Sitting off in the bottom of the first inning will be the designated hitter, number 9, Sean Pickens.
Sean Figgins will lead it off. The Angels set the bat here in the bottom of the first inning. Chad Godin on the mound. Godin, 25 years old. He has a birthday coming up in about a week and a half to pitch, and that is low. 1 ball, no strikes. Godin was used mostly as a reliever last year. He has been a starting pitcher in the past, and he has 2 starts already this spring coming into this one. This is his 3rd. He's also worked once in relief. Pitch, missed ball 2. It's 2 balls and no strikes.
Well, I've got my binoculars on Godin right now, and he has got some kind of growth on that chin.
The pitch, that's fouled off on the
I mean,
right side.
There's a lot of billy goats I've seen here in Arizona that would envy that chin hair.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
You know what? And I saw him earlier in the clubhouse, and I said, I got a closer look at that thing, and I went, it's red. That's beautiful. He's got a red goatee.
And there's one in there for a strike.
And it nearly comes down to his Adam's apple. I mean, it's a long one. Beautiful thing.
That's a little different look.
And he's got a good sinker to go with it. He's got a little stature now, so he can get away with that.
The 2-2. Figgins takes low and in, and the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
You know, there might be some fans out there, some old-timers that remember ZZ Top, you know, the band?
Yeah.
And that 3 of their guys had those long beards. That's kind of what that reminds me
well,
of.
his isn't quite that long.
It's not as thick. No,
right.
It's not as thick, but it's got that length.
Yeah. 3-2. Smacked the second, gobbled up there by Bobby Scales, and he will throw out Sean Figgins for the first out. 4-3 on the ground out. Here's Eric Ibar getting ready for his first at bat today.
You know, the WBC is turning out to be exciting, especially for USA. But I can't wait to get Abreu back here because we'll see him stepping in this position in the near future.
In the 2-hole.
Yeah, in the 2-hole. But today, ironically, number 2, Eric Ibar stepping in there from the left side.
Pitch on its way, and Ibar takes that one. And that pitch is outside for a ball. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
But Terry, I want to take you down tomorrow Well, it will be at the Cubs place. Next home game, you're coming down with me and greeting the people. And you're going to feel the excitement that they have for spring training.
Sure.
I'm telling you, I was shaking like a leaf down there. I mean, it's just fun to feel the people. They're excited, you know. They're all screaming, you know. As Artie Moreno's here, I see him sitting by the Angel dugout. Everybody's got spring fever.
Pitch on its way. That one is low and in. It's good to see a full house here today, and they're still coming in.
Yeah, and we're not talking 5,000 people. How many are we talking?
Well, we're looking at around 9 today.
Woo, baby.
Yep. 3 balls, no strikes. We'll see what gives here against Ibar, and Godan delivers. And he comes in, he takes a little something off that pitch for a called strike.
Come get you some sunscreen, sit back, get you a soda pop, an adult beverage of your choice, and enjoy some Halo baseball. Little soda pop.
Soda pop.
That'll work.
The 3-1, and that's ball 4. So Ibar, who doesn't walk a whole lot, throws a 1-out walk here. Now he'll be on base, and we'll see if he might be on the move. Howie Kendrick will be stepping up to the plate. This copyrighted broadcast presented by authority of Angels Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of Angels Baseball. Howie is hitting .500 this spring. He's 7 for 14, a homer, and 2 runs batted in.
Think anybody's shocked to hear that? Not really. I mean, he has the nickname Hitman Howie for a reason. He's a hitter, and a guy strokes the ball. He learned a lot from the failures he had in postseason against the Red Sox, which are well documented. A lot of folks, hopefully you let that go, but he certainly has. He's learned from it. He's turned the page. He's a better hitter.
So a pitch in there for a strike. Also a dad, became a father on Christmas Day, Hud.
Woo, man, what a present.
Yeah.
Congratulations. And you know what? You know he's going to be some kind of dad.
Oh,
too.
no doubt.
Because he was raised mainly by his grandmother, and he has a chance now to be a dad. Watch out. That kid's going to be spoiled.
There's a swing and a miss by Howie. He was fooled on that one. And the count goes to no balls and 2 strikes.
You know, Ruth Woods was his grandma that raised him. She did a fantastic job. And Howie's proud that before she passed on, that she got to see him in the big leagues. And you know what? That made him feel good. And I tell you, when you go way back in your lineage like that to your grandparents and they raise you and have a part of your life, man, that's huge.
Sure. 0-2. Howie drives the ball into center field. Going back is Gathright. He has a beat on it, and he jumps up right near the rim of the track in dead center and hauls it in. Gathright making the catch on that one. Another bullet off the bat of Howie, but that time it's an out.
That was a slider that Godan left out over the dish. And Howie looked like he paused for just a split second, like good hitters will do when they recognize that little break on the ball, and he put a charge into it. But Gathright, man, he got some speed.
He can really run, Joey Gathright. He's definitely one of the fastest players in the game. Here's Kendry Morales at the plate. Kendry this spring is hitting .321. And a toss over to first base, and Ibar gets back to the bag safely. Chad Godan was part of the Rich Harden deal between the A's and the Cubs last July. Two outs, runner at first. Ibar, good-sized lead, not going. The pitch. Morales chops the ball out on the right side. Backhanded by the second baseman. The flip by Scales gets away from Terrio, covering second, and everybody's safe. It'll be scored at infield hit. So Morales has a single. Ibar was the runner they were trying to get at second base, but he's safe there at second. And now we'll see what Juan Rivera can do with 2 on and 2 outs.
He'll take the infield knock. To play to the second baseman, Bobby Scales' backhand, and he was on the full run, and he tried to flip it to Ryan, the shortstop, a little bit off the bag.
Rivera this spring, 3 for 13, a couple of runs batted in. All the hits have been singles. Playing right field today. The pitch, that's low and outside. We still haven't seen Vladdy play in a game, but talking to Mike Socha earlier today, he was saying that Vlad should be playing around the middle of next week. So that would mean we might see him somewhere on one of the road games coming up next week. The Angels will play 3 in a row on the road against the Giants, Padres, and White Sox next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And the following day will be an off day. The pitch. It's popped up on the right side. Coming hard is the right fielder, Deeds, and he will make the catch in shallow right center. Rivera retired on an easy play, and that will end the inning. The Angels had a little threat, but failed to score. No runs, a hit, a walk, no errors, 2 left. 1 complete, no score on the Angels Baseball Network.
We are scoreless. Well, it's time now for the Flame Jumper Lucky section. An entire section of fans will win a $5 Flame Jumper fan card good at any of the Flame Jumpers 4 Phoenix area restaurants. Today's lucky section is 22. Section 22, congratulations. The closest Flame Jumper restaurant to Tempe Diablo Stadium is located just about a mile east on Interstate 10 at the baseline exit. Once again, congratulations. Section 22. FreeCreditReport.com invites you to visit them. The leading provider of online consumer credit reports, scores, and monitoring. It's easy to understand and access your personal credit information. See who's been checking up on your credit and catch potential problems. Reclaim its name by hitting a home run and beat identity theft with FreeCreditReport.com. Top of the second, and leading off on the Cubs will be the right fielder, number 66, Doug Deeds.
Second inning, we go. No score. The Angels and the Chicago Cubs scoring off today. And this is the first time the Angels have played the Cubs this spring. And they'll play them again tomorrow. And the Angels will have another game against the Cubs later on, right at the end of March on the 31st. That'll be at Mesa. A couple of teams that many people think will win their respective divisions. The pitch, and that one is low, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. The Cubs were eliminated in the American League Division Series last year. They were swept by the Dodgers. And then the year before that, Hud, they were swept by the Diamondbacks in the ALDS. So they're 0 for 6 in their last 6 playoff games.
That's how hard it is.
Yeah.
The Halos aren't the only ones with that kind of company.
Yeah.
But the Angels do have a world championship.
Yeah. Pitch on its way. There's a swing and a miss. Doug Deeds is the batter. He played in Double-A last year. He's a left-handed hitter, 27 years old. He's having a pretty good spring. They've taken a look at him. 27 at-bats, 8 hits, 5 RBIs. The 2-2 on Deeds got him looking. Boy, Mosley looks good today. Another batter down on a called third strike. That's out number 1 in the second. Bobby Scales, who played in Triple-A last year, a switch hitter.
You know, I talked to Mosley yesterday, and I asked him about last season. You know, he got a great opportunity to fill in for John Lackey. He told me that coming off of that ulnar nerve surgery he had, it slowed him a little bit. He wasn't real confident because he'd never had surgery before, and it makes sense. You know, he wanted that spot. He was healthy. His body felt good, but his confidence wasn't there, and it showed. This spring, he says, a totally different story.
1-0, and that's a liner hit right to second, right at Howie Kendrick. He hardly had a move. Scales a quick out. 2 are gone, so Taguchi will bat.
I tell you that, you know, having an injury and recovering from that injury, especially after it's surgically repaired, can really test a young player's mind. And if they've never been through that before, you're going to be unsure about yourself. That's why it's important in the off season. If you're at the end of the season, if you got something bothering you, get it fixed so mentally you can prepare.
Pitch on Taguchi in there for a strike. He was with the world champion Philadelphia Phillies last year. Now 39 years old. He was a reserve outfielder for the Phillies last season. Hit only .220. The pitch. And he checks the swing on that one. The pitch a ball. 1-1.
You know what's amazing about the Phillies' run? That's just their second world championship in 140-something years. When I heard that, I was like, wow, man, it's got to be hard to win a championship.
Well, 1980 was the first one for the Phillies.
When the late, great Tug McGraw threw his glove in the air.
Yeah,
and,
that's right.
Oh, it's too bad he had to pass.
Yeah. The 2-1, and that's in there for a strike on Taguchi. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And one thing I like about Mosley this afternoon is it's key for every sinker baller. Get the rock and throw it. He's getting on the slab. He's not taking any time at all, and he's getting that ball home. He's quick pitching, which is good. That keeps the defense on their toes.
There's one that's low on Taguchi. He signed a minor league deal with the Cubs during the offseason. He's always been a good pinch hitter, and he's a guy that can play all 3 outfield positions for you. Today he's playing left field.
And he's got some speed. You know, he's a guy that's a valuable commodity for a National League club. No question.
Here's the 3-2, and he waves at that breaking ball. Swung on and missed, struck him out, and that'll end the inning. Mosley has 3 strikeouts against the first 7 batters. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left. The bottom of the second is next. No score from Tempe on the Angels Baseball Network.
Monday through Sunday, 9 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. And tickets can also be purchased at any Ticketmaster location or on the web at angelsbaseball.com or by phone at 714-663-9000. Baseball fans, how would you like to throw out the first pitch here at the Angel game on Saturday, March 28th? Well, look for the Smirnoff Ice spring training display at participating bashers for contest details. Fans, Oakley is the official MLB sunglasses with the Angels team color frames and logo inscribed lens. Now visit and tour the Rolling Old Lab that's located in the main parking lot, that's the west parking lot, after the game. The Rolling Old Lab is the brand's research and development laboratory where Oakley's high-definition optics are demonstrated. And if you're sitting in section 24, row K, seat 3, you are a lucky fan if you walk away with a new pair of Oakley Angel sunglasses with a retail value of $160. Once again, that lucky number is section 24, row K, seat 3. Congratulations.
Here we go to the bottom of the second inning. Rob Quinlan will lead things off for the Angels. Rob so far this spring, 4 hits in 10 times up, 3 RBIs. First pitch, and he goes after it and pops it in the air into right center field. The right fielder Deeds is there, and he will make the catch for the first out. 1 quick out. Brandon Wood will be the next batter. Fans, create your own Angels collectible using your favorite photos at the photo store at angelsbaseball.com. It's easy. You just upload your photo. You choose from prints, mugs, magnets, and more. Make your own Angels collectible today at angelsbaseball.com.
And if you want to get some autographs, spring training is the place to get them because it's an intimate place, real small ballpark. The players come out of their locker room. They walk down the side. All the fans are there. But remember, young people, please and thank you are the magic words. If you want an autograph, don't forget your manners, man. A player will stop if you say please.
Good advice. 1 ball, no strikes on Brandon Wood. The next pitch in there for a called strike.
some of the youngsters don't really know. They say, "Here, sign this." You know, and they don't know any better. So you be polite and you say, "Hey, young man, let me give you an etiquette here.
Yep.
Give you a little
foul.
key if you want a signature." Ooh, man, it hit off his foot.
Yeah, hit off his foot.
That looked like it was fair.
Started to roll back into fair territory, but off the foot of Wood.
I saw Brandon Wood this afternoon before they took the field, and I said, "Woody, that 0-2 count you had on you yesterday, and you altered your swing, you shortened it up, and you took an 0-2 base hit to left field. That's the adjustments Mickey Hatcher's looking for. Way to go." He's making some adjustments, and that's what he's needed to be a big league player for the Angels. And Scioscia said that last year.
Yep.
As soon as he makes some adjustments, he'll be a little bit higher on our list.
2-2 the count on Wood. Godin's pitch. That's low and outside. And the count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Just trying to think of a player that Godin reminds me of. Hud, you talked about that kind of that Billy Goat goatee that he has. Remember Billy Koch when he was closing with the Oakland A's? He had that look.
Yep, you got it.
There's a breaking ball that misses low and outside, and Wood is on with a walk.
Now, last season, we'd have seen Brandon. He's so anxious he would have swung at that pitch. Okay, so he spit on the breaking ball. It was off the dish. He checked his swing, and, you know, he got him a walk, man. It's beautiful.
Ryan Buddy will be the batter. Buddy is the starting catcher today, and he's gone 2 for 8 this spring with a run batted in. There's a toss to first, and Wood dives back to the bag safely. Torrey Hunter is not available for today's ball game. He kind of tweaked his shoulder a little bit taking a swing yesterday. Remember that, Hud? He kind of pinched that shoulder, and so he's going to be out for a day or 2.
Yeah, but nothing serious.
Right.
He said, "Look, this is regular season. I'll be back in there." But, you know, spring training is a cautious time. You know, there's no need to push it. It's all about getting in shape. Wins and losses are not that important. It's just getting in shape. And Torrey said he'll feel a lot better when his family comes into town tomorrow.
Again, a toss to first, and boy, Brandon just got back. Godin has a pretty good pickoff move for right-hander.
We saw him in Oakland. He did a good job of holding that running game down, and everybody knows the Angels like to run with all their guys. With one out here, maybe Woody could be taken off.
0-1 the count. Not going on that pitch. Here's a liner into right center field, though. That'll drop in for a hit. Wood is headed for third base, and he will get there without a throw. And the Angels have him at first and third. 1 out for Chris Pettit.
Walk and a knock. That's beautiful. First and third, the Angels last year, I don't know the exact number, but I'm sure they were right up there at tops of the major leagues of going first to third on a single. They are every year with Mike Scioscia's running style, and nothing different there. It's a lob single to right. Brandon Wood taking a chance, and, of course, the right fielder, Doug Deeds, said, "I'm going to let him have third. I'm going to hit the cutoff man."
Angels went first to third on a single last season 105 times, the most in the majors. It tied them with the Twins for the major league lead.
There you go.
Yeah. So here is Chris Pettit. Pettit's had 7 hits, 4 RBIs this spring. The pitch, he lines one foul down the right side, backing out of play.
Terry, I really enjoy going in the stands with the people, but what's more enjoyable is to go in that clubhouse during a little downtime and encourage some of those guys.
Yeah.
Go around and introduce myself to them and share a little bit. And you can see the tension on their faces. You can see they got to perform. They're a little bit stressed.
Pitch on its way. It's a breaking ball low. Well, a lot of those younger guys, they don't know where they're going to be yet.
Right. Now,
AA, AAA, maybe an outside shot at the major leagues.
Yep. And one time I will not go in that clubhouse is the last week of spring training, because there's too much tension in there. They don't need me in there with my happy face. Okay.
It's a little bit at a heightened level by then. The pitch, runner goes at first, but it's fouled back to the screen. 1-2 on Pettit.
But living that, I was the 27th, 26th man for a lot of years, and that's a tense time. Okay. So I don't miss that tension. I don't miss that at all, because guys are wondering how their insurance is going to be paid the whole year, Where am I going to live? If I make the roster on opening day, I get my insurance for a year. I mean, there's a lot of things that go through these young men's minds, and keep in mind, this is their living.
Sure.
It's what they do.
You can relate. There's no doubt about that. The 1-2 delivery. Pettit grounds the ball to third. Nice stop by Rivas. The second one, relay to first. Not in time. A run will score. Pettit's speed avoids the double play, and it was pretty close over there at first base. That was a heck of a stop by Luis Rivas, who used to see him a few years ago, HUD, with the Minnesota Twins. He was their everyday second baseman.
What a play to his backhand side. He caught that and spun around clockwise and fired a dart, almost completed the double play. A lesser runner, they'd have had two. Nice play.
So fielder's choice, run batted in, 1-0 Angels, 2 outs in the inning, a runner at first. Sean Figgins the batter now. And a toss over to first, and diving back to the bag goes Pettit. He's stolen a couple this spring.
Had a nice long chat with Figgy this morning. And it was great to hear what he's working on this year.
The pitch, that's low. Good block by the catcher Johnson on that one.
Last season, Figgy's focus was to let everybody know he's a third baseman. And he did that. He had a very good defensive year at third. I said, this year, Figgy, what are you working on? He says, I studied videotape on some hitters with some high on-base percentages, and I watched them, and I noticed that when they had 2 strikes on them, they were fouling off the borderline pitches until they got the cookie.
Pitch on Sean, that's high and outside for a ball. 2-0.
He's made a lot of adjustments in the years we've seen him with the Angels, and that's what this game revolves around, adjustments. Because the pitcher adjusts to you after a period of time, you have to adjust to them. He laid off the high fastball last year a lot better than he wanted to, because that pop-up doesn't mean anything. This year, I'm looking for him to have a banner year.
And he chops that one foul on the right side. It's 2 balls and a strike. Just looking at his numbers so far this spring, 18 at-bats. He has the same number of walks as strikeouts, which is encouraging because he's had some strikeouts in his game in the past.
No, he's really focusing this year on being the catalyst and the leadoff man.
Next pitch, here's a ground ball, base hit on the right side. Going into second base, making a turn, but holding there will be Pettit. And Sean Figgins has his first hit today. That's his 6th one this spring, and the Angels have 2 more on with 2 outs for Eric Ibar.
When I was talking to Figgy, a nice base hit there, by the way, I told him, I said, Figgy, did you know that when the Angels scored first last year, their record was 64-15? He says, wow, yeah, so I told him, it's important you can get on base this year. I said, how important is it that Abreu hits behind you? Many people don't know right now because Bobby's not here.
Right.
What impact is that going to make on the Angels? He said, huge. Wait till he gets behind me and I get on first base. We're going to be doing a lot of first to thirds because he can hit, and he's going to be selective. I'm going to steal some bases, and he's going to have a lot of ribbies because I'm going to be out there for him. That's impressive.
Ibar batting with 2 on, 2 outs. Takes low and in for ball. 1 ball, no strikes.
And I also shared with Figgy, when the Angels had the lead after 7 innings, the record was 78-6. That tells you the dominant back end of the bullpen that can hold those leads. So the Angels, when they get on the board first, they're able to hold it and win.
There's a pitch that's low. Of course, you got a different guy in that role now this season with Frankie Rodriguez gone, trying to protect those leads.
No doubt it's going to, you're going to miss something when a closer of that stature leaves. But Fuentes, he comes in with his own credentials, and the American League hasn't seen him, and he throws from the left side. So that's yet to be seen, but Mike Socia expects him to get out there and start getting some work in pretty soon.
Sure. There's a pitch that's high, and the count goes to 3 balls and no strikes on Eric Ibar. He's already walked once, and he's worked a 3-0 count here. Mentioning Brian Fuentes, he's been sidelined lately because of a little bit of a mid-back problem, some stiffness in the mid-back area. And the same can be said for Meiser Torres. We haven't seen him for a few days. As Torres has had some back stiffness, he should be ready to go sometime this weekend.
Mighty Meiser. What a player.
Yep. He's only been in 2 games so far this spring with 4 at-bats. The pitch. Ibar takes a pitch outside. He walks on 4 straight. So That is the second walk in the inning, the third in the game. And now we're going to have a little meeting out there at the mound as they're going to try and settle down Chad Godin. As they do, we want to remind fans, if you're looking for a chance to get closer to the action at the Big A, you can check out the new Diamond Field box seats. These new and exciting seats are adjacent to the home and visitors dugouts with multiple mini plans to choose from. Amenities include preferred parking, Diamond Club restaurant access, and postseason purchase options. Reserve your 2009 Diamond Field box seating by calling 888-796-HALO or visit angelsbaseball.com. Here's Howie Kendrick, and he is batting with the bases loaded.
Watch out, Chad Godin. Better keep her down.
So runners everywhere. Here's the pitch. And that's low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Angels have scored once in the inning and have a chance to score a lot more with a hit here. Howie lined out to dead center, deep center, his first time up. The 1-0 pitch, and a big cut and a miss. He took a hefty swing at that one.
Yeah. Godin put a little wrinkle on it. That's a nice slider.
And that is probably his best pitch when you talk about the pitches that Godin features. Fastball, a 4-seamer. He'll have a 2-seamer, the sinker he'll throw, a slider and changeup. Runners everywhere, 2 outs, the 1-1 on Kendrick. And there's a slider outside. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Hope you're enjoying the action wherever you're listening to Angels Baseball. Terry Smith, Rex Hutler, and our producer-engineer Darren Chan with you. It's Friday the 13th here from Tempe. And there's one that's on the outside part of the plate, a called strike. So it's 2-2 on Howie Kendrick, who walked out of the batter's box at almost the batter's circle after having that pitch called a strike by Kerwin Danley.
Nice pitch by Godin.
The inning continues. Kendry Morales waits on deck. Godin is ready, the 2-2. And boy, that was close. It just missed. The count runs full, 3-2.
Look at Howie. He's making some adjustments as he goes along as well. He's a free swinger, but he's eyeballed that one. Now it counts full. 2 outs. The runners will be moving. The fans are getting into it.
7th batter up in the inning. And now a little cat and mouse game going on as Kendrick backed out of the box, tired of waiting on Godin. A walk forces in a run. The hit figures to bring in at least 2. And we'll see how it all plays out. We're ready, and the 3-2 payoff pitch. He walked him. Howie takes ball 4. A bases-loaded walk. It's 2-0 Angels.
Impressive by Howie. Another borderline pitch that wasn't a strike, and he didn't hack at it. Angels will pass the baton now on to Morales. See what he can do with a big hit here.
Kendry Morales has a chance to break this game wide open. Howie Kendrick had only 12 walks last season and 340 at-bats. The pitch. And there's a ball that's hit high and deep into right center field. Out by the scoreboard. Off the scoreboard. It's a grand slam home run for Kendry Morales.
Woo! Man, he didn't waste no time. He saw the cookie, he got it, and drove it. That was swung on, gone. Off the scoreboard. What a blast. That's the importance of the hitter before you, not giving in, not swinging at the pitcher's pitch, letting the next guy on deck take care of the damage, and look what he did. A power-hitting, switch-hitting Cuban doing what Mike Scioscia told the people he would do. Now, it's only spring training, but man, was that a shot.
A 6-run inning. The grand slam for Morales' first home run this spring. The Angels had hit only 6 homers in the first 13 games, but man, there was no doubt about that one.
Oh, man, Smitty, you're in mid-season form. Your call brought me up my seat.
0-1 now on Rivera with the bases cleaned, and the pitch. That one is fouled back. It's no balls and 2 strikes.
How clean did that sound? Speaking of clean.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the purest sound in baseball, man. I love that. Contact with the rock, man. Good and solid. solid. Everyone knew it.
That was what the Angels missed yesterday, that one big hit when they had a chance to maybe take a lead in yesterday's ball game facing the Rockies. Just could never quite get over the hump in that game. Colorado won the game yesterday 6-4. Rivera just fouled one off on the right side. A 6-run inning here for the Angels in the second. Godin has now given up 3 home runs already this spring. And he's worked just under 9 innings in the Cactus League here this spring. 2 strikes to count on Rivera in the 0-2. Slider outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Man, and looking at owner Artie Moreno down there, seeing that ball fly out of the yard, you know, he liked that. You know, he went out, took a chance on Teixeira, traded fan favorite and longtime Angel Kotzman.
Right.
But he trusted his baseball people to make baseball decisions, and they told Artie, Kendry Morales is ready for insurance. If we can't re-sign Teixeira, he's our guy.
We got a guy waiting in the
Artie
wings.
said, okay, I won't look for another first baseman, then I'll trust you.
Here's the 2-2, and that one is low, ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
You know, and Artie's done a lot of great things in his 6th year in owning this ball club. But one of the most impressive things that I like, and even though he's got the money and the power and he owns the team, he has that right, he trusts his baseball people to make baseball decisions, and I like that.
Payoff on Rivera. Hard hit on the third base side, and by Rivas. That's another hit. Ball skips through into left field. So the Angels now will send their 10th batter up here in the bottom of the second. 6 have scored. Angels have had 4 hits and 3 walks in this inning to produce the 6 runs, and it looks like that's going to be a knockout blow, and that's going to be it for Chad Godin. So the Cubs will go to the bullpen. We have a break in the action. The Angels still batting here in the bottom of the second, leading 6-0. We'll be back with more Angels baseball in a moment on the Angels Baseball Network.
Now coming out the pitch from the Cubs, number 64, Justin Berg. Berg, what do you think? The next batter is the left fielder, Rob Quinlan.
Angels still batting as we resume the bottom of the second. Justin Berg will take over in relief of Chad Godin, who worked an inning and 2/3, giving up 6 earned runs, and a runner on base is property. Here's Rob Quinlan batting, the 10th man up in the inning, and the pitch is in there for a strike.
Berg looks like a big fella. Big guy. Threw one in there. We don't have a radar gun up here, but that ball was somewhere in the 93 range. You could tell by the sound of the glove of the catcher.
And a toss over to first base, and back to the bag goes the base runner over there, Juan Rivera.
Yeah, that's Mark Johnson that's catching for the Cubbies today, wearing number 15.
Berg is set, working from the stretch. The pitch, that's low and outside. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Berg is appearing in his 5th game this spring. No wins, 1 loss. 2.25 ERA, 4 innings of work this spring. Hunched over, gets the sign, ready to come in. The 1-1 on Quinlan. He chops a ball on the third base side. Rivas has it skip off his glove as he was charging in, and no throw to first base, so Q is on. That'll probably be an error on Luis Rivas.
Yeah, right before he fielded that ball, his spike got caught in the grass, and he stumbled a little, and that kind of threw him off some, and he dropped it. But you know, normally that's going to be scored in E5, but normally, Smitty, an inning like this in spring training when it's hot, it's a baker for the fielders out there. But you know, today 72 degrees, slight breeze blowing out to left center field, beautiful day. There's no problem. They're not too overheated there.
So Berg has to continue, and the pitch, and that one is inside on Brandon Wood for a ball. Mentioned Berg, and he's 6'3", 230 pounds. He was in AA and AAA last year, and he did some starting and relieving. 4-9 overall in the minors a year ago, Justin Berg. The pitch, that's low and outside.
Angels still hitting here.
Long inning, bottom of the second. The 11th batter up in the inning. 2 on, 2 out, 6 in the pitch. And that's low and outside, and it's now 3 balls and no strikes. Berg was in the Yankees organization and came over to the Cubs back in 2005 in a deal where Matt Lawton was dealt in exchange for him. Pitch on its way. That's in there for a strike. It's now 3-1. Berg looks in for the sign. He's a native of Wisconsin. The pitch. Chopped on the third base side. Stopped by the shortstop. Deep in the hole. Long throw. And he gets it there in time. Terrio with a nice play. The Cubs shortstop to end the inning. But a big inning for the Angels, who score 6 times. And the Angels did it in the inning with a total of 5 hits. Also an error, 3 walks, and the Angels will leave a pair. 2 complete. The third inning is next. Good news. It's 6-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network.
Leading off here at the top of the third will be the catcher, number 15.
Third inning we go. 6-0 Angels. Fans, the perfect Angels wall calendar for your home or your office has arrived. You can come on out to the Big A on Wednesday, April the 8th. As all fans in attendance receive a free 12-month wall calendar courtesy of AT&T. It's filled with many great Angel moments. You can purchase your tickets for that game April the 8th by going to angelsbaseball.com. Mosley with a big lead to work with now, and Mark Johnson is the first batter up, and the first pitch, that one's in there for a strike. Dustin Mosley has been pumping in strikes here the first couple of innings. The pitch popped up into right center field. Let's see who's going to make the call out there. It's going to be the center fielder, Chris Pettit, as Juan Rivera was coming over from his spot in right, but Pettit makes the catch, and that's a first out. Those two got kind of close there on that play. Rivera playing his first game in right this spring.
Yesterday, I told our fans about Mike Scioscia's pregame infield drill practice where he brought up the fresh legs from the minor league speedsters and they worked 100% out there, dirt flying everywhere. Today, Ron Renicky had the outfielders down the left field side.
It's Rivas batting, the first pitch of ball.
And they were facing directly into the morning sun. And they were hitting fungos to these outfielders right in the sun to get them used to this high sky here. And you know what? You don't see that a lot either. Mike Scioscia pays so much attention to detail, it's scary.
Yeah.
And you wonder. And I was talking to Gary Hughes, their special assistant to the general manager for the Cubs today, and I was telling him about that. The reason that they play so well and they're so consistent is they're well-schooled. They're disciplined.
There's a pitch that Rivas checks on, and that pitch just missed for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike.
I mean, even Vladdy, the whole outfield crew was out there, and remember I showed you, I go, look what they're doing.
Yeah.
Hitting that ball directly in the morning sun and having those guys have to learn how to use their glasses, even though most of them do. You still got to go through that process and learn how to flip down, or if you have regular shades, or you use your glove or your hand to block that sun so you can make the play.
Here's the 3-1. It's chopped on the left side, backhanded by Ibar. He'll have time, and he throws out Rivas for the second out. 2 are gone. Mosley has put together a string now in this ball game. He has retired the last 6 in a row, and he's set down 8 out of 9.
Terry, the pencils that you loaned me the last 2 days, I absolutely love your style. They're all sharp, folks. Terry Smith has about 15 to 20 sharpened pencils. I mean sharp as a pin. He has an electric sharpener up here, and I hear that, and he's sharpening his pen to sharpen his scorecard. He is the ultimate pro. There it is. There it is, folks. And he let me borrow one of his pencils.
There's a pitch in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Last year, when you and I got in a little tiffy, you were stealing my shoes. When I took them off, you put them away. I told you, better have my shoes by the end of the game.
There's a pitch in there for a strike. 1 and 2 the count. And then what happened after that?
I'm going to tell. Oh man, somebody got tossed by the Cubs. Kerwin Danley.
Yeah.
It's Rothschild, the pitching coach. Wow.
Spring training game.
I like that. Kerwin Danley. He came out of that umpire's box back there and just heave-hoed Rothschild. Now they're having some words. Rothschild's not going easy, but he might get the quick bus back to Mesa.
I guess that goes back to when Godin was pitching, because there were some borderline calls that he didn't get, and maybe Rothschild said, hey, you didn't give my guy those calls. Why are you giving their guy those calls? But how can you get kicked out of a spring training game? A pitching coach.
That's beautiful.
Boy, you got to work to have that happen, I'll tell you. 1-2.
And it's spring training for the umpires, too. Yeah. Kerwin had to get used to that heave-ho, man. It was a good one, too. Brought me out of my seat.
Wow.
Anyway, Smitty, back to the story.
That's a story I know too well, Hud.
Well, there's some listeners out there that need to hear this.
Right.
Okay?
Do they really need to hear it? There's a pitch outside. It's 3-2.
So you went down to do your post game. My shoes weren't there. You didn't give them back to me.
Right.
So I said, you better take all your personal stuff and you better put it away. I'm just telling you now. So he did. He packed all of his stuff. He knows I'm true to my word, but he left his valuable pencils.
Right. There's a 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed.
And the rest of the story
when we return.
Next inning.
All right. In the inning, no runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left. Another strikeout for Mosley. He has 4 of them in 3 innings. Angels get ready to bat in the bottom of the third. That's where we're headed. It's 6-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network.
Leading off for the Angels, we're going to catch it, Ryan Buddy.
Bottom of the third, we go 6-0 Angels as Ryan Buddy will lead things off. He's facing the reliever Justin Berg, and the first pitch of ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the next one. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Okay. So, Terry Smith hid my shoes. It must not have liked the odor that my feet were giving off. Okay, whatever, but he stole them and he hit them and I couldn't get them. So he went down. He left his pencils and I snapped every one of his finely tuned and sharp pencils, which he forgot, I'm sure.
Right.
And I left. And I went back to the hotel, and Terry came back up here and I put them all back where they were, but all busted in half.
Oh,
and
man.
DC, when he came back, DC, what did Terry Smith do? Because I wasn't here for his reaction.
I've never seen him so heated and hot.
There's a ball that's hit on 1 hop to third, stopped by Rivas, and he will throw out Buddy. That's the first out.
You would think you keyed his car.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. But I told him, I warned him, fair warning. You mess with my stuff, I'm going to get yours.
You damaged my property.
Oh, you know what? So then I come back the next day, I see Terry, and what does Terry do with it? Him and the skipper, Mike Socia, are so tight. He told the skipper on me, threw me under the bus. So we're in Boston now. We went from Baltimore to Boston. Mike Socia brings it up in the media, HUD. Or he said, it's not very nice to mess with other people's property.
That's
And my
right.
head was down. I was on the other side. He couldn't even see me, and I knew that I was in trouble.
Yep. It was like you were back in school, HUD, and you were going to get punished by the teacher. 0-1 pitch. There's a bat that got punished. It breaks in half. The ball bounces out behind second. Terrio tries to stop it and can't hold on. And on at first base with a base hit, an infield single, Chris Pettit. That bat splintered all over the place. There's pieces of that bat being retrieved everywhere out there.
But one thing that Terrio's happy about, Pettit, the bat died a hero.
He did die a hero.
I mean, it shattered in pieces.
Wow, wait.
But just lobbed it over the pitcher's head. You love those. You're a hitter.
Let's pause for station identification here on the Angels Baseball Network. Sean Figgins will bat with 1 out, a runner on at first base. Angels' third inning. 6-0 the score. And a toss over to first base. Back to the bag goes Chris Pettit. So, Hud, the lesson that was learned from that story is I will not mess with your shoes anymore, and you will not mess with my pencils.
Because you know what? I eventually found my shoes. DC found them hidden in a closet in the back room. Okay, so I couldn't leave the ballpark without my shoes. So it's like an Easter egg hunt. I'm looking for my shoes. Okay, you know, so I got a little steamed, and I couldn't help it. I went right over to your pencils, and I knew that would get you.
You just started snapping those babies.
I took them all in one hand and snapped them all at once.
Yep. I got upstairs. I said to DC, why did you let him do that?
Hey,
don't sell me out. I wasn't part of it.
I can't get in between you guys. I gotta let you guys.
DC, did you really have time to stop me?
No.
I went right over there and grabbed him with a snap.
All in one. It's like you took a bunch of logs and snapped them in half. He was kind of angry too.
Well, you know, but that's okay. I mean, it was a payback. So Soch got on me. Hud, does that mean that you repay evil for evil?
Yeah.
And I said, whoa, wait a minute. We're not talking about, you know, we're just talking about, you know, he messed with my stuff. I'm getting him back, Soch. I'm an ex-ball player like you. You know what that's like.
Yep.
I remember Terry kept shaking his head going, that's not right. That's just not right.
Right. And I had to do angel talk then, and I was in a bad mood. And I might have had my best angel talk show ever that night, you know? 1 ball, 2 strikes, the pitch. Fly ball lifted into shallow center field. Gathright can really run. He comes in, and he makes the running catch. He can cover a lot of ground, that Joey Gathright. His momentum takes him all the way back toward the infield right there. He had to come in so hard from center field. Second out, Figgy retired. Here's Eric Ibar.
But, you know, ball players are like that. See, now, you never were in a clubhouse like I was for 21 years, so that kind of came out a little bit on my side, and Soch understands that. When you're in a room full of 25 ball players, and you get pranks pulled on you all the time, and you know, you want to find out who did it, and you say, okay, I'll find out, and eventually you find out, and then payback can be tough.
There's a chopper hit the second. It's scooped up by Scales. He'll flip to first base. Ibar retired, and that will end the inning. A quiet Angels third. It was a big Angels second, though. Here in the third, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left. We're headed to the 4th inning. It's 6-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network.
Section 1, row X. As an X-ray. Congratulations, you two won a Farmer John hot dog. The stadium representative will deliver your voucher redeemable at any of our concession stands. Your finest hot dogs in the Cactus League. So that's section 1 and row X. Every refreshing bottle of your Coke has about 8 billion they help balance your digestive system and boost your natural defenses. Drink Yakult daily for health and wellness. And come to the Yakult table and try your free sample this afternoon. Change begins small, so visit us at www.yakultusa.com.
Fans, as the Angels get ready for the upcoming 2009 season, so can you. The Angel Stadium Team Store has new off-season hours, open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon. The Angel Stadium Team Store currently stocks all the latest and greatest Angels merchandise. You owe it to yourself. Stop by the Angel Stadium Team Store today. Ryan Theriot will lead it off for the Cubs. Dustin Mosley is getting ready to work in his fourth inning now, and this is his longest stint so far this spring. In the first pitch, and that's in there for a strike, 0-1. Mosley has had terrific command today. He's retired 9 out of 10, striking out 4. And the pitch, there's one that's hit on an easy hop to third, right at Brandon Wood. He'll throw out Terrio. And that's the 8th straight batter Mosley has retired. Here's Micah Hoffpower.
Terrio, what a name, what a baseball name. Terrio? I bet the Cub fans are having fun with that. He's a good-looking young player, and I got to meet him before the game. Alan Trammell introduced me to him. Respectful young man. Not real big in stature, but he's a good player. Got good range, good strong throwing arm. Cubs got to be happy with him.
Here's the pitch on Hoffpower. A liner caught by first baseman Kendry Morales. So one first baseman retires another. That's the second out. 2 are gone quickly here in the fourth. Milton Bradley will be the next batter. But I know one of your favorite players, former Cal State Fullerton player who's on the Cubs, is not here today. That's Reed Johnson.
Oh,
we'll see him tomorrow.
We'll see him tomorrow.
Yeah.
What an addition he was to the Cubbies last season.
Yeah.
I know that Toronto really didn't want to lose him, but they had their outfield already stacked, and and this kid's a hustler, a scrappy guy. Man, he made a difference in their team.
Yeah.
He energized them.
Hit over 300 for them last year, and there's Bradley swinging and bouncing one through the right side into right center for a 2-out hit. Just the second hit for the Cubs today. Bradley's first. A 2-out single, and the batter now will be Doug Deeds. Deeds took a called third strike his first time up. As far as some of the other Angels pitchers who we might see on the hill today, Darren Oliver slated to work, so is Jose Arredondo. This could be Mosley's final inning as he tries to complete the fourth. The pitch, that's a ball. And Jason Bolger might see some action today. Sean O'Sullivan and Rafael Rodriguez also on the board as possible relievers.
Now, that was his second base hit. Mosley's given up now here. Start the fourth inning. Looks good. Power sinker down.
Yep. Tomorrow, Joe Saunders will go for the Angels. That game in Mesa against the Cubs. Back-to-back games against Chicago. The pitch. A liner into center. That's going to fall in. Deeds gets a hit. Bradley will make a turn, stop at second. Back-to-back 2-out hits here in the fourth. Bobby Scales will be the next batter.
Terry, how we getting? Am I picking you up and driving to Mesa tomorrow? You coming with me?
I think you're on your own, Hud.
Okay, but that's after the game.
After the game, we're going to go together.
Well,
we have a little function to go to.
Okay, I was wondering, if you wanted to stop by the cemetery across the street from Hocam Park and visit my relatives. Are you interested?
If I have some time, I'd be more than happy to join you, Hud. But, you might just want to have that be your own private time. I don't know if you need me or not.
You're right. I think I'll just keep those things to myself.
There's a pitch that's outside. Now, this morning, your grandmother, she's 90 years old. She made
Still
breakfast
alive.
for you?
Yeah, that's right. It's a special time for spring to come and spend some time with my granny. She's awesome. Lives by herself still.
Wow.
I mean, talk about getting recharged. I mean, to see her and all she's been through and all of her great-grandkids, offspring, and to have her help me with my fathering, giving me some tips and advice on the kids was just golden.
2-0 pitch on Scales. He fouls that one back behind the plate. Fourth inning, 6-0 Angels. The Angels getting all 6 runs in the bottom of the second. 4 of them coming in on a Kendry Morales grand slam that he hit off the scoreboard in right center field about halfway up the scoreboard.
It was powdered.
Yeah. The 2-1. There's a ball that's drilled deep down the right field side, tight to the line, but a foul ball. That had home run distance down that right field corner. Just a long strike, though, 2-2.
If you're an Angel player and you park your car in that lot down the right field line, you better move it over to the side, because I remember when I was an Angel player here, I came out after the game one day and I saw my windshield was crashed from a ball that hit it, man. So I didn't park it there no more. They got a big net on the foul line down there that goes up probably, I want to say 35, 40 feet high, so it does protect some of the balls that go over there, but not all of them.
That happened to Reggie Willett's car this spring. Home run ball cracked the windshield, went over the right field wall, and the luck of the draw, I guess, that's where the car was parked, and that's where the ball landed. 3-2 the count here on Scales. Mosley in his first trouble of this game. 2 outs, 2 on, payoff pitch, and it's popped up. Should be the end of the inning. On the left side, the shortstop Ibar on the outfield grass struggles with it, and the ball drops in. And the Cubs are going to get 2 runs on that one. Well, with 2 outs, the runners were going. Bradley scored from second. Deed scores all the way from first, and that's going to be scored a double on a ball that should have been caught. That was in the air forever, and it was just barely a couple feet back on the outfield grass.
But the elements of the game will get you at times, and the sun is always a big factor here at Tempe Diablo. And Ibar, when the ball went up, he took his right hand, not his glove hand, and he put it up high, and he was blocking that sun all the way. And then he kept drifting towards center field, drifting, and it just fell. Sometimes you lose that ball in the sun. There's not a whole lot you can do.
So a tough break for Mosley. He should have been out of the inning. And the batter now is Taguchi, and the first pitch is a ball. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
So Mike Scioscia had the outfielders hitting balls into the sun this morning. Might have should have taken the infielders out there too.
Yep. The pitch. That one is inside. And Mike Butcher's going out to the mound. He'll have a little word with Mosley here just to try and settle him down. Tough break here in this inning with those 2 runs scoring on a ball that should have been caught.
So what a pitching coach wants right now is for the guy to forget that. Okay, it's easy sometimes for a young pitcher, for an older pitcher to get over that. But for a younger pitcher like Mosley, even though I don't put him in the young category anymore, he's had several stints in the majors. He wants to see him go right after the hitter, settle down, and don't let it bother you. It's not your fault. Just go back out there and throw strikes, man. Let him put it in play. That's what he probably reminded him.
So the meeting is over, and Mosley is ready to come in. The pitch. That one is inside. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes.
But it's moments like this that will give you favor to the pitching coach and manager if you can bounce back, retire the next batter, and just fluff it off. We'll see if he can do that.
3-0, and he walked him. So this is turning into a lot longer inning than Mosley would have liked. He retired the first 2 easily, and now the next 4 have reached base safely. That's the first walk he's given up. Mark Johnson, the catcher, will be the next batter. Johnson today, a fly out to center field, his only time up. Lead runner at second base, that's Bobby Scales. On at first, Taguchi. Johnson, a left-handed hitting catcher, looks the first one over. It's in there for a called strike. Here's the 0-1. Grounded sharply on the first base side. Tricky hop, and Morales stays right with it, and he'll solo to the bag, and the inning is over. But the Cubs do get a pair. They scored 2 runs. They had 3 hits, no errors, a walk, and they leave 2 runners on base. The bottom of the 4th is next. 6-2 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network.
Fans, you want to take advantage of the special offer on the back of your ticket stub from Gallagher Sports Group. Gallagher's is located just a couple of miles south of Tempe Diablo Stadium over on Baseline Road and 32nd Street. Angels are quite happy to thank our new partner, Dex. Use Dex as your source for the most complete local information. Look in the book, online at DexKnows.com, or with 1-800, call Dex to find whatever you need. Whenever you need it, Dex knows. pitch for the Cubs. Number 16, Mitch Atkins. Atkins will be the pitcher. Letting go for the Angels. Howie Kendrick.
Pitching change for the Cubs. Bottom of the fourth we go. Mitch Atkins, a highly touted prospect in the Cubs organization. In fact, he was their minor league pitcher of the year a year ago. He takes over for Justin Berg, and the first pitch is a ball on Howie Kendrick. 1 ball, no strikes. Next delivery, that's in there for a strike. Atkins was a 17-game winner in the minors last year, 17-7 between AA and AAA. He doesn't blow you away with overpowering stuff. He throws the fastball. He has a good cutter. That's probably his out pitch. And there's a pitch in there for a strike. It's 1-2. Howie Kendrick, Kendry Morales, and Juan Rivera, the batters scheduled. The next pitch, and it's a grounder on the left side, just out of the reach of the shortstop, Terrio. Howie has his first hit today, a leadoff single here in the fourth. Hit number 7 for the Angels in this game.
Oh, and here comes the power bat, Morales. Let the Angels breathe easy with that nice first pitch he saw. He launched it for a salami. First homer of the year for Morales.
Yep.
Way to check in with the halos on the pond.
Grand slam his last time up. Single his first time up. Toss over to first. Howie gets back. Mitch Atkins is appearing in his 4th game this spring with the Cubs. He's been knocked around a bit. He's worked 4 innings now, giving up 10 hits and 7 runs. Pickoff toss. Howie back. Atkins has an 0-1 record with a high earned run average of 15.75. Kendry awaits the first pitch, and here it comes. He takes a strike, 0-1 to count.
The grassy knoll is completely filled out. People sitting on blankets, standing in the back. I mean, you can't get another human in this ballpark, I don't think.
Look at the concourse area. It's hard to even get through there. There's so many people right now. Here's the pitch, and there's a swing and a miss by Kendry. Took a big cut at that one. No balls, 2 strikes. This will be the Angels' first sellout so far this spring here at Tempe Diablo, and the Angels are playing game number 9 this spring. 7-1 here at Tempe Diablo Stadium this spring.
Man, I'd like to have been the man who invented, or the woman who invented sunscreen. I mean, think about that. All the screen those people got to have out there. Nice hot day.
Here's a pop-up on the third base side. Rivas, the third baseman, shading the eyes and makes the catch on the infield dirt on the left side. So that's the first out. Morales is retired, and Juan Rivera will be the next batter. Juan stepping up to the plate. Mitch Atkins, who's on the hill for Chicago. He's a native of North Carolina. From Brown Summit, North Carolina. Pickoff toss. Diving back to the bag goes the base runner over there, Howie Kendrick. Howie has stolen 2 bases so far this spring, 2 for 2. Right-hander against right-hander. Rivera waits the pitch. Atkins comes in, and it's hit in the air on the left side of the infield. The shortstop, Terrio, is battling the sun. Now he's going to give way to the second baseman, Scales, who makes the catch. Boy, that ball was caught right around where Scales' ball dropped in, the one that Ibar looked into the sun for in the top of the inning.
Right, but Bobby Scales, the second baseman here, he had a better angle looking the other way towards the sun, and he was able to make that play. Whereas Ibar, he was looking directly into it.
Yeah. So Rob Quinlan will step up with 2 outs. Howie's still on at first base, and the pitch on Quinlan, that's ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
You know, I was looking at Juan Rivera's splits in his career, right-handed, facing right-handed pitches versus left-handed pitches before he popped out, and I was going to tell you, Terry, it's an amazing stat.
Here's the next one on Quinlan. That's low and away.
Versus left-handed pitchers in Juan Rivera's career, he's hit 284. Versus right-handed pitchers in his career, he's hit 284.
Wow.
I mean, you can't get any better than that as far as consistency goes. So no wonder if Soch signed him up to a 3-year deal. Says, hey, look, I can take that consistency out there. Hate to see Garrett Anderson go, but it was time for Juan. And you know what? Juan Rivera waited his turn. He kept his mouth quiet. He had the ability to play. He never got a chance to play regularly, and he was rewarded.
Here's the pitch on Quinlan. Low. It misses.
You know, when you're a disgruntled player and you know you can play and your time and your young life is evaporating quickly, you want to get out there. Sometimes with the media around you every day, before and after games, when they come up to you, it's easy to spew.
Sure.
It's easy to say some things that maybe, you know, you wouldn't say normally, and he didn't. He kept his mouth quiet, always talked about the team, and he'll get his chance, and that's a real true professional.
There's a pitch that just missed on Quinlan, and it's ball 4, so he trots to first base with a 2-out walk. And the Angels have picked up 5 walks already in this game. It's one thing we've seen a lot more of, some plate discipline this spring.
And not usually words that you hear when you talk about Angel hitters.
Yeah.
Last several years, it's always been the free swinging halos. But, you know, this year, Socha has said, look, you know what? Let's put our foot down a little bit. Let's get on base for some more guys.
Brandon Wood, the batter now, and the pitch is in there for a strike. So, including today's game, and the Angels are playing their 14th game this spring, the Angels now with 67 walks as a team and 66 strikeouts. More walks than strikeouts.
Wow.
1-0 pitch. That's inside. It misses ball 2.
There's the proof right there. The numbers don't lie. And that's good so far. Maybe they can carry that in. And Mike Socha kept saying, hey, look, you can't be a Vladimir Guerrero. He's kind of on his own league when it comes to swinging at everything. But the rest of us can.
And here's Wood swinging at a pitch and popping it up foul behind the plate. It's way up in the air. Johnson, the catcher, has the play, and he'll make the put out. And that'll end the inning. So the Angels had a little bit of a threat there, but nothing doing, no runs, 1 hit, 1 walk, no errors, and 2 runners left. The Angels have stranded 7 through 4 innings, but as we head to the 5th, the Angels have a 4-run lead. It's 6-2 Halos on the Angels Baseball Network.
Angel fans, plenty of sunshine, so good reason to visit the Miller Party Deck in left field. It's next to the lawn area, and that's where you'll enjoy ice cold Miller products. Check out the Miller Party Deck this afternoon. By the way, if you're looking for the best Mexican food, either during or after the game, check out Mucho Gusto. That's out there on the Party Deck also. Or visit Mucho Gusto after the game. You'll get a free margarita with a $10 purchase. Mucho Gusto is located on University, just a half-mile west of Mill Avenue in Denver. Now coming on the pitch for number 38, Aaron Oliver. The pitcher. The owner of a white Ford pickup with Texas license plate 50MNF3, please move your truck immediately, if you will. It's parked in the east lot. It needs to be moved or it will be towed. That's the owner of a pickup truck with a Texas license plate.
We get ready to move to the top of the fifth inning here in Tempe, and Darren Oliver is the new pitcher. So a nice job by Mosley today, and the numbers don't really reflect as well as he pitched in this ball game. Mosley went 4 innings, gave up 4 hits, 2 runs earned. Really, there should have been any runs against him, but that ball that dropped in with 2 outs, the ball that Ibar lost in the sun in shallow left center. Mosley ended up walking 1, and in the strikeout department, he had a total of 4. So he might have a shot to get his first win this spring. Darren Oliver will take over now, and his first pitch on Luis Rivas. That's in there for a called strike. Oliver is appearing in Game 3 this spring. He's worked a couple of scoreless innings so far. Here's the 0-1, and that one is a pitch that missed ball 1. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Oliver set the 1-1 pitch. That's high. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Oliver gets away at his age with a fastball on both sides of the plate, well located, and a nice little breaking ball. A couple different speeds to his breaking ball.
Pitch on its way. That's bounced right over the mound and through into center field. In fact, it looked like the ball hit the second base bag as it skipped through. Rivas has a leadoff single. And the next batter will be Joey Gathright, the leadoff man.
But Darren Oliver, he's a smart cat. Might be the oldest on the team. He is the oldest on the Angels team, but he's smart, and the Angels rewarded him with a 1-year contract.
Oliver was in the Cubs organization at one time, although looking at his major league career, he never pitched in the big leagues for the Cubs. There's a pitch that missed for a ball. He was with their AAA club in Iowa back in 2005. Been with Texas, the Cardinals, Red Sox, Rockies, Marlins, Astros, Mets, and this is his 3rd year now with the Angels.
Wow, good for him.
Yeah.
Have left hand, and arm will travel. Good for him. Of course, it's all in the genes, isn't it?
Yep. He's 38 years old. He'll be 39 in October.
Woo! Bob Oliver, his dad. Yep, he was a major leaguer.
Pretty good hitter in his day. And there's a pitch on Joey Gathright that moves the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bob Oliver and Darren Oliver each playing for the Angels. Of course, Bob Oliver played for the Pirates, the Royals, Orioles. Mentioned the Angels. That was back in the early 70s. And then he also played for the Yankees, did Bob Oliver. There's a swing and a miss by Gathright, and he's polished off. Struck him out.
Nice breaking ball.
So 1 out and 1 on. 5th inning, 6-2. The Angels on top. Hope you're enjoying the action wherever you're tuned in to Angels baseball. Friday the 13th here at Tempe Diablo. The pitch, and it's grounded sharply fair on the third base side. Down the left field line it rolls. Stopping at second after a big turn is the lead runner. That's Rivas, and Terrio on with a single. Quinlan doing a good job to just allow a base hit there and have runners at first and second.
Rivas, he made a huge turn at second. He wanted to go on to third, but when he got to that ball down the line quickly, planted and threw a dart in there. Rivas locked the brakes on, and Terrio, watching the runner ahead of him, which is proper. When you're behind a guy, he's put on the brakes so no one got overran.
So here is Micah Hoffpower. He's 29 years old, kind of a late bloomer. The pitch, and that breaking ball on the left-handed batter misses for ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
Tell you, nothing wrong with late bloomers. A lot of guys that went on and had nice careers when they got there late in their 20s and They persevere. You don't quit.
Pitch on its way, and he lifts a high fly ball into center field. Pettit is going back, still back. Warning track, makes the catch, bangs into the wall, holds on to the ball, and by the time he fires the ball back to the infield, both of the runners tag and advance to second and third. That ball just kept on carrying, and Pettit never gave up on it.
Had a chance. Good job of tracking it. Sun's not as bad in center field as it is in left, but he had to struggle to get to that wall, man, but he made the catch. It's 420 straight away here.
Yeah, that was a bomb. Dead center.
420 in center. I got 360 down the right field line and 340 down the left field line.
So here's Milton Bradley. He has a chance to do some damage with 2 outs. Runners at second and third. A couple of veterans scoring off here. The pitch, and Bradley goes after the first one, pops it up foul on the first base side. Morales over by the Angels dugout has a play and makes the catch in foul territory to end the inning. So the Cubs threaten, but they fail to score here in the 5th. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. Second straight inning they leave a pair. They've stranded 5. The bottom of the 5th is next. 6-2 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network.
Well, it's time for our Jack in the Box Lucky Roll. Jack would like to award fans sitting at today's Jack in the Box Lucky Roll 2 free tacos. Today's Jack in the Box Lucky Roll is roll E. It's an easy. Roll E. We're in section 17. Section 17, roll E. Congratulations. You just won 2 free tacos. Now follows a Jack in the Box. Out here at the bottom of the 5th is the catcher, Ryan Buddy.
Ryan Buddy leads off for the Angels, bottom of the 5th, 6-2 Halos, and the pitch is swung on and missed for a strike. Mitch Atkins working in his 2nd inning of relief. He started Chad Godan. He gave up all 6 runs in that 2nd inning. Justin Berg and Atkins now the 3rd pitcher of the day for the Cubs. And the next delivery, that's lifted into left field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Ryan Buddy is on again with a single. Make a big turn rounding first and hold there. His 2nd hit, he's 2 for 3, and Chris Pettit will be the next batter. Well, you look at this ball game, and every hitter in the lineup has already reached base safely. So a lot of people getting in the act today. And here's Pettit, who has a single. He's reached on a fielder's choice, scored a run, and driven in a run. He's 1 for 2. Light breeze, it's blowing out to center. The pitch, that's high, it misses. 1 ball and no strikes to count on Pettit. Dino Ebel flashing the signs. Alfredo Griffin's back. He was one of the coaches for the Dominican WBC team. And they were shockingly knocked out in the opening round of their pool, the pool they were in. Pitch, and the runner goes. The ball chopped on a high hop to third. 1 play first. The throw will get Pettit as the third baseman Rivas had to wait for that ball to come down. It's a 5-3 ground out. Buddy moves up to second base. Tud, who would have ever thought the Netherlands would have beaten the Dominican Republic team twice?
Once. they would laugh at you if you
Right.
predicted that. But twice, unheard of. But
And their pitching coach, your old buddy,
Bert,
yeah.
I love to see him out there, and he was into it, man.
Yeah.
Now, Netherlands still alive?
Yeah, they moved on.
Okay. Tomorrow's a big game with USA and Puerto Rico. That'll be awesome.
Yeah. 1 ball, no strikes to count on Sean Figgins.
Where are they going to play those games now? San Diego,
Yeah.
Miami. I mean, you know, where are they going?
San Diego and Miami are the sites for the second round games. 1-0 delivery. That's fouled off on the left side, backing out of play. Supposedly the tickets haven't been going all that well for the games that are going to be played in Miami, so we'll see how that plays out. Of course, they don't draw real well for the Florida Marlins, for that matter, either. Sean Figgins batting with 1 out, a runner at second. Angels hitting here in the 5th, up 6-2, and Figgy taking that one. It's a strike. Sean has gone 1 for 3 today with a single, and he scored a run.
DC, I left my baseball up here yesterday, and what happened to it? It walked off because that ball that fouled off.
You're not going to blame that one on me. That's all I'm going to tell you right now.
All right. Well, that ball got fouled off. It got stuck on the roof here, and the fans, you could tell they were anxious. They wanted the ball to come down.
Right.
Somebody got up there and got some kind of stick and pulled it down, and that made me think about my baseball. Where's mine?
There's a swing and a miss by Sean Figgins on a 2-2 pitch, so he goes down on strikes for the second out.
But it's amazing what a baseball will do for people. Smiles on kids' faces, even grown adults will fight for a ball to get one. What a souvenir.
Anytime any of your property disappears in the booth, I don't want you looking over at me, Hud. The pitch. There's a breaking ball on Ibar. It's in there for a called strike.
Well, you know, we had a real fun time last season. You let me in the booth for the first time, being a radio color man.
Yep.
And we had a blast. We shared earlier with the fans a little story of us up here in the booth.
Yep.
You know, kind of like the players. But we had another incident that was a lot of fun in Seattle. You know, that I got to throw you under the bus on that one. That was beautiful. Oh yeah. We had already clinched. You know, Angels were cakewalking down the stretch, and we were hanging out. And you found a little toy. You had a little toy, one of those little red beam lights that they sell at the dog store to play with your animals. And you were like a kid up there shining in, and me and Fizz's booth, and, you know, we saw that red laser, and we're going, oh, Terry, Smitty's got a laser. Well, I knew that those things out in public, they're illegal. You got it out now. You're shining on the thing. Anyway, it's like a kid with a toy. So I walked out of the broadcast booth. I'm doing the TV on the next booth next door, and I saw some policemen in the hallway, and I said, hey, you guys got to help me out here. You got to go next door. This guy's got a red laser. You know, they're illegal. I want you to confiscate. I want you to lock him up and tell him you're gonna arrest him for that. So they got in on it. I had them. They went in. 3 policemen went in your booth, and we watched it.
Yes,
and they came in your booth, and they said, you got an illegal thing up here. We want it.
Sir, we've heard reports there's someone shining a laser light in this booth. Is that correct?
Yeah, DC? Now, what happened? Now, I went to the other booth, but I set it all up, man. It was beautiful. What happened?
Well, you were doing TV for FSN, and what happened was you alerted your center field camera guy to do a tight shot of the radio booth. And then just as the policemen were walking away, they pan out, and they showed your...
There's a ball that's hit down the right side. It's a foul ball off the bat of Eric Ibar.
They showed the TV booth, which is next to the radio booth, and you and Fizz were like high-fiving each other like you had just won the pennant.
You were like a couple of laughing hyenas, the two of you.
And in your booth, you thought you were going to jail. And so when they confiscated your little toy,
right,
they brought it to me and gave it to me.
Right.
I, in turn, took it down to Mike Sosha.
Right, you did.
And I wanted to carry it even further. And the rest of the story
when we return. Ibar just was taking it on a 2-strike pitch. It's a called 3rd strike, and that'll end the inning. So no runs, a hit, no errors. And in the inning, 1 runner left. 5 complete. We head to the 6th. 6-2 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network.
playing at first base, Matt Brown, first baseman. Sean Rodriguez is at second base. Rodriguez at second. Luis Figueroa is now the new shortstop. Figueroa at short. In right field, Adam Pavkovich. Pavkovich is in right field.
Fans, are you on a limited entertainment budget? If so, the Angels Family Fun Pack is the best value in town. The Family Fun Pack includes 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 soft drinks for just $39. Now, the first Family Fun Pack game will be on Wednesday, April the 8th. That'll be during the opening week of the regular season. You can log on angelsbaseball.com and purchase your tickets for that ball game. The first Family Fun Pack on Wednesday, April the 8th. The Angels taking on the Oakland A's. 6th inning we go. Jose Arredondo is the new pitcher, and the first pitch is in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Matt Brown is playing first. Sean Rodriguez playing second. Luis Figueroa playing short. Brad Kuhn is the new left fielder, and Adam Pavkovich is the new right fielder. And Arredondo, the new pitcher, misses with that one. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Very impressive what Arredondo did last year in his rookie year.
No doubt.
I mean it. Good power, sinking fastball, low to mid 90s, and a split finger at 90, 92. He's got 2 great pitches. His ERA last season under 2.
Yep. Pitch on its way. That one's fouled back by Deeds, and the count even. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Arredondo is on the hill, replacing Darren Oliver, who worked a scoreless inning, giving up 2 hits, picking up 1 strikeout. Jose has the sign. He's set, and the 2-strike pitch. That one misses low. Arredondo, this outing for the right-hander, this is his 5th one this spring. He's worked 4 scoreless innings, walking 1, allowing just 1 hit, and striking out 5.
Not surprised at all by those numbers.
Yep, very good work. Here's the 3-2, hit sharply but foul on the right side.
Last season for the Angels, he was 10-2 in 61 innings pitched, with a 1.62 ERA, 55 punches, and a 190 average against. It don't get much better than that. Now, I was thinking they might let him be the closer.
Yep, well, it was under consideration for a while early in the offseason. Here's a high pop-up on the left side of the infield, and Brandon Wood will call for it and make the catch, and that's the first out.
Dominican, let's get back to the story real quick. Okay, so Mike, the police confiscated your little toy you were playing with. I was having fun with you, set you up with the police, thought they were going to arrest you.
Yes, you did.
Okay, I got you, but I took it even further and gave it to Mike Sosha. I said, Sosh, I got Smitty. Let's have fun with this. He says, okay, so you went down the next day, and I hadn't talked to you at all,
right.
And Mike had the thing wrapped up in an envelope, and it had written on the outside of the envelope, evidence.
And it had my last name on it, Smith.
Okay,
right.
now, he called you in his office.
Yes, he did.
He called you in his office,
Yes, he did.
and you thought you were in trouble. And then what did he say to you when he got you one-on-one in the office?
He wanted to get an explanation. He said, I received this from some security people after the game, and I want to get to the bottom of it.
That's beautiful.
And I didn't know where to go from that point on. I didn't know what to say, so I just told him the truth.
Okay, so we still had you.
Yeah, you did.
So now I couldn't contain myself. I didn't talk to you that whole day, and then I had it on video. Our great production people at FSN gave me a disc with all of it on there.
Right.
Okay, it's ball 4.
Scales, yeah, he walks on 4 straight.
And so I pulled you out of the dugout. I said, Smitty, look at this. I had my little portable laptop with me. I popped it in, and I let you watch the video of it, and it had both booths.
Priceless.
It had both television booth and the radio booth.
It was almost like it was a split screen because the booths were side by side. You could see what was going on in both booths simultaneously.
In the meantime, you could see me with my head peeking over the counter, making sure they were doing their job, and then I ran back in our booth giving Fibs high five.
Oh my God!
And then
that was good.
And then you saw all that, and you just said, "Oh, Hud, you got me."
Yeah, that was a good prank. That was one of the best ever.
Oh, it was so fun. But to get Zoshi in on it, he loves that stuff.
Yep.
That's good.
Here's the pitch, and that one misses low for a ball.
Arredondo, not used to having a whole lot of runners on, though. He's pretty quick home.
Here's the 1-1, and that one misses high. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Hud, that little prank you pulled, there's a show, I think it's on MTV, on cable TV, and it's called Punked.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that was one of those. You pulled one.
Punked,
I was punked.
Oh,
yeah.
but you set yourself up with it.
Yeah,
you
I
had
did.
your little beam. You just pulled it out. You still got that. So Sosha gave that back to you then?
Gave it back to me.
You just pulled it out and you showed it. All right,
Yep.
now.
Yep. Yep, that was a good one. I got
you know
punked,
what?
there's
Hey,
no doubt.
look, there's a lot of dog days in baseball, man. I'm telling you.
2-1 pitch. That one's low.
And laughter cures all.
Well, we talked about it yesterday. This season, there aren't too many off days. What few off days there are, they're usually travel days. And that's 6 months pretty much every day for 6 months. It's a bouncer that's hit on the left side, stopped by the shortstop. Figueroa flips to second. They'll get the out there on scales, and then trying to get the ball out of the glove to throw to first base. Rodriguez dropped the ball, but the Angels will get the out on the fielder's choice at second. Second out in the inning, and Mark Johnson is slated to bat, the catcher. We're in the 6th inning. The Angels leading 6-2. All the Angel runs came in a 6-run bottom of the second. 4 of those runs scored on a grand slam by Kendry Morales. He hit the ball off the scoreboard in right center. There's a pitch in there for a strike. Arredondo, pitcher number 3 of the day for the Angels. Probably just go this 6th inning, and there's a swing and a miss by Johnson, who's quickly in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes.
Cubbies have a split squad today, so some of their star players aren't on the team, but I mean, they're staying back playing at Mesa. But I guarantee you tomorrow when the Halos go to Mesa, they'll see their regular guns out there. Ooh. Nice pick by Brown as Arredondo tried a pickoff move. The throw was short. Matt Brown knocked it down. Nice play. Matt Brown's getting some looks at first, isn't he?
He's kind of an insurance policy, if you will, at that position. The Angels might be a little bit thin as far as first baseman right now, at least ready to play in the majors. After Morales, Rob Quinlan would be his backup, and then we've seen a little bit of Juan Rivera over there, although he really hasn't taken any ground balls so far this spring. Matt Brown can play either first base or third base, so he gives you some coverage. 1-2 pitch. Hot foul, out of play. Mark Trumbo, we've talked about him. He's a young power hitting prospect in the Angels system, although still a little ways from being ready at the major league level.
Got the credentials, though.
Yep.
Got the power. Good fielder. Now, Matt Brown, he's in his 9th season now. Okay? Most of that is minor league time. He's got 58 days in the big leagues.
There goes the runner at first. The pitch foul back to the screen. We'll do it again. It's still 1-2.
Okay, now, for a guy like Matt Brown who's persevered and put up some good numbers in the minor leagues, he had a season where he hit 23 home runs back in 04 for Cedar Rapids. I mean, he's got some power, but he's a guy who's persevering, staying at it, taking his cup of coffee, getting his few days of big league service, and he's hoping that he can land a spot. Now, if it's a utility player, he'll take it.
Sure. Again, a pitch fouled back right near us, out of play. And it's still 1 ball, 2 strikes on Mark Johnson. The Cubs catchers this year figure to be Giovanni Soto. And, of course, he was the National League Rookie of the Year and an All-Star last year. What a season he had for the Cubs. And then his backup this season, they have Paul Bacco. Coy Hill is also in their camp, so they have some experienced backup catchers. Johnson was in AAA last year in the Cardinals organization, briefly with St. Louis, so he's got some credentials as a backup as well. Runner was going on that pitch, and it missed low, and no throw to second base, so moving up to second is the base runner there, Taguchi.
Hey, DC, when those police officers came in your booth in Seattle, I didn't let you in on it, what did you think? You were standing there. We saw you. You were as perplexed as Smitty was. Did you think that Smitty was in trouble?
I knew that he wasn't falling for it, but I had a little bit of suspicion because I could see on our monitors they did a shot of the booth, which Terry didn't see. So I said, why would they be showing the radio booth? So for a second there, I was thinking, like, okay, this could be true because it was pretty legit. This guy sold it well. But after seeing the TV screen, I was like, wait a second, there's a chance that some shenanigans are up right here. So I was kind of 50-50 on the whole thing, but I had to leave because I was going to start laughing. You know, an addendum to that story, too, is as soon as the policeman left with Terry's...
Here's a ball that's lifted in the air into left center field. Coming in is Pettit, and he will call everybody off and make the grab.
He said, as soon as the policeman left with the light thing, he goes, well, I'll just go get another one tomorrow.
Oh! All right, the inning is over, and that's it for the Chicago Cubs here in the sixth. No runs.
Friday the 13th.
Yes, it is. Yes, and everybody's telling tales on the broadcast today. We go to the bottom of the sixth inning, still 6-2 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network.
Now coming up the bench, the 44, Chad Fox. Fox, the new pitcher. Now catching, number 62, Wellington Castillo. Castillo, the new catcher. Leading off, Sean Rodriguez, second base.
We get ready to move to the bottom of the sixth inning, and the first batter up for the Angels will be Sean Rodriguez. This will be his first at bat today. He's hitting out a Howie Kendrick spot in the batting order. Howie went 1 for 2, a single, a walk. He scored a run, and he lined out. Chad Fox is the new pitcher. The new catcher is Wellington Castillo. The new shortstop is Matt Camp. And we have a new first baseman in the ball game. And that is Jovan Rosa. So I think we're all caught up. And the pitch on Rodriguez, and that one is a pitch that misses for a ball. Fox is ready, and the next pitch lined into right field. Chasing after it is Deeds, and he dives and makes the grab toward the line in right field. Nice play.
Terry, before the batter, Fox came walking up, the new pitcher. He came walking up, and he kept motioning. And the umpire and catcher didn't know what they were saying, and he kept pointing, and there was a piece of trash, a cup or something that was in back of the catcher.
Oh, okay.
And obviously that distracted Fox, the pitcher, and so the catcher walked back, picked up the cup or the trash, put it in his pocket.
Little cleanup work. Matt Brown, the batter. This is his first at bat today.
Little things distract players out there, just little things. You don't want distractions. Hard enough to focus on your job, let alone...
Pitch on Brown. That one is inside for a ball. Matt Brown batting in Kendry Morales' spot. Kendry had a good day. He went 2 for 3. A grand slam. Woo. The 4 RBIs for him. Here's the next pitch on Brown, and he cuts at that one and lifts it in the air toward right field. This one's hanging up for Deeds and toward the line in fair territory down that right side. He puts it away. A couple of fly balls to right. 2 are gone.
Smitty, I'm with the St. Louis Cardinals. I'm playing right field in Wrigley Field. The wind always blowing. A big newspaper blew by me in right field. It was distracting me. I picked it up, and I wadded it up, and I threw it behind me.
Right.
Well, the bleacher bums let me have it. They said, this isn't Busch Stadium. We don't litter here. And I kept hearing them ragging me. I went back, picked up the piece of paper, put it in my pocket, and they roared, and they cheered. Okay, they kept getting on me in the bleacher section saying, hey, Rex is a dog's name. Do you hold your head out the window when you're in a car?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, some great lines.
Yeah.
I'm cracking up.
Yeah.
So after a couple innings of abuse by the bleacher bums, I came up with my scratch. I scratched my ribs with my right hand, and I shook my back leg. And I heard 1,000 people roar with laughter.
They went wild.
Oh, yeah. It was so fun, those people.
Played to the crowd.
Oh, Wrigley Field is outstanding. And the people there, they get it. They like to have a good time. Of course, the Cubs and Cardinal rivalry is huge. And they were all over me, and I loved it. I played with them. We had fun. You know, that's what it's all about.
Figueroa just fouled one off over by the batter waiting on deck for the Angels. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes, and that time he takes a called third strike, and that'll end the inning. Chad Fox, a couple of fly ball outs and a strikeout, and he has a quick 1-2-3 inning against the Angels here in the 6th. No runs or hits, no errors, nobody left. The 7th is next. It's still 6-2 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network.
Now coming on the pitch, number 70, Sean O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan, the new pitcher. Ben Johnson, the new catcher. Johnson, the new catcher. Fans, don't forget you can catch all of the play-by-play action in our games with Terry Smith and Rex Huntler on 98.3 FM. That's the Angels radio broadcast heard exclusively right here in the ballpark on 98.3 FM.
We move to the 7th inning. The Angels have a new battery. It's Sean O'Sullivan on the mound and Ben Johnson behind the plate. Jose Arredondo worked a scoreless inning, giving up no hits, walking 1, no strikeouts. Fans, do you want a guaranteed seat for the 2010 All-Star Game at the Big A? Well, you can by purchasing Angels season seats for the 2009 season and renewing in 2010 to guarantee All-Star Game purchase options. You'll want to hurry as this is a limited time offer that won't last for long. Call 888-796-HALO or visit angelsbaseball.com. The 4th pitcher of the day for the Angels is Sean O'Sullivan. We have seen O'Sullivan a few times this spring, and he's a pitcher who had a big year last year for Rancho Cucamonga. He led the Cal League with 16 wins. He'll throw a fastball. He has a good sinker, curve, and changeup. He's a pitcher with good control. And he will take over in relief. As far as his numbers this spring, O'Sullivan has a 1-0 record, 2 appearances, 3 innings, 4 hits allowed, 3 earned runs, and 1-0 record with a 9.00 ERA.
Got a little Irish in him.
Yep.
When is St. Patty's Day?
It's on the 17th, Hud.
Nice.
Let's see what day of the week that is. That's going to be next Tuesday. You'll still be here for that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. 1 ball, no strikes on Luis Rivas, the pitch. That one's low, and the count goes to 2-0. This is March 13th today, Friday the 13th, so we're 8 days away on our countdown as far as DC's wedding.
All right.
Yep. A week from tomorrow. The pitch, that's low.
For those of you that don't know DC, he is our famous engineer, radio engineer. We couldn't do the show without him. He sits in the back of us, and he calls all the shots, tells us what to say, pulls the string on our neck, and we just go.
There you go. Ball chopped to third, right at Brandon Wood. His throw to first is in time. Wood at third, Matt Brown at first. 5-3 on the ground out, and let's pause for station identification on the Angels Baseball Network.
Center fielder, Joey Gaffney.
Joey Gathright will step up to the plate, the leadoff man for the Cubs today. Gathwright's gone 0 for 3.
We talked about the brand new Angels 2009 information guide, media guide that came out yesterday, and it's really got a lot of information in it. And looking at O'Sullivan, you mentioned it, man. He's one of the top pitchers in the farm system last year. 16 wins.
Yeah.
Man, he was third in the league in innings pitched. Named to the All-Star team. I mean, here's a young man coming.
He has a knack for winning, and that's one of the things that Mike Scioscia has talked about. They call him Nacho. Sean O'Sullivan. Not sure how that all started, but
we can find out.
Yeah.
21-year-old lad.
30-15 is his record in his 3 pro seasons. The pitch. And that one is a little bit low for ball on Gathright. 2 balls and 1 strike.
You know, there's a lot to be said for a young guy who has the will to win. He has the numbers to prove it. I mean, he's going to find a way to make the out, make the pitch that has to get the out. I mean, you know, that's a great quality for a starting pitcher.
A guy that keeps you in games, gives you a chance to win. And, you know, might not be a guy that's going to dominate all the time, but he's going to keep you in there. You know, when he's on the mound, you're going to have a chance to win a ball game.
Bob Tewksbury comes to mind. Old pitcher for the Cardinals, a little bit of the Yankees. He did some Cubs. That guy he was the same way. You know what? We had confidence when he was pitching. He's going to keep us in it, and that's good quality for O'Sullivan.
Here's his pitch. And a check swing, a little roller on the first base side. O'Sullivan, the pitcher, fields and flips to first and gets the speedy Gathright. That's the second out.
Yeah, he's a little portly looking, but he got over to first base with no problem. So, you know, some of the pitchers, they might have big bodies and not look like they're athletes, but they are. You can tell by the way he moved there. Big Daddy Don Russell, or Big Daddy Russell, Rick Russell. That guy, he didn't look any. You could walk up to him in a supermarket somewhere, and if he told you he was a pro baseball player, they would have laughed at him by looking at him. But man, could he field bunts? Yeah. Could he bounce? And he could hit.
He looked like a weekend softball player.
That's right. Yeah. Another one comes to mind is Fernando. Remember Fernando? He had a little pot belly. You know, he was a tremendous athlete. Yeah. He could rake too. He could hit. So, you know, you can't go on what you see out there. And there's a running joke in the clubhouses of pitchers being non-athletes, but it's not always true.
Matt Camp is the batter. This is his first time up, and he hits one on a hop to second. It's fielded by Rodriguez. He'll throw him out. And 3 groundouts turn behind Sean O'Sullivan here in the 7th inning. Nice job. So no runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left. 7th inning stretch time in Tempe. Bottom of the 7th is next. It's 6-2 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network. We have a few different changes for the Cubs as we get ready to move to the bottom of the 7th inning. They have a new second baseman in the ball game. Robinson Chirinos takes over there. Bobby Scales, who was at second base, has moved over to third. So Luis Rivas has left the ball game. And the new pitcher is Ken Katakura, who is here with the Cubs this season, coming from Japan. And the first pitch, that one is in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Katakura signed a minor league deal with the Cubs this spring, and he's a former teammate in Japan of Kosuke Fukudome. So they brought him over, see if he makes their club as a reliever. Fastball, slider, and forkball, the pitches he'll throw. Next pitch, and that went on Adam Pavkovich, missed for a ball. So Taguchi is now playing center field. He was in left field when the ball game began. And there's a new left fielder for the Cubs. Dylan Johnston is the new left fielder.
Katakura.
Yeah.
Wow. 13 years he pitched in Japan.
There's a shot hit the center field. Taguchi is there now and waiting, and he'll put that one away. It was hit right at him. Good wood on that one, but a line out for the first out.
Amazing, after that many years of pitching in Japan, that he would have enough to try to make a team here. He's a veteran.
Brandon Wood will be the batter. So Pavkovich retired, and the pitch. That one is a pitch that is a little bit low for a ball. Next delivery to Wood. He fouls that one off on the right side. It's backing out of play.
Like a lot of Japanese pitchers, Terry, he has that little pause in his delivery before he comes set, or before he bounces over the rubber. And that's a deceptive move that a lot of Japanese pitchers have over there to try to throw the hitter off a little.
Next delivery on Wood. That's in there for a strike. Ken Katakura is the new pitcher. Chad Fox went one inning in relief. He was their third reliever of the day. Retired 3 in a row with 1 strikeout. Here's the next pitch on Brandon. He pops one in the air out behind second base in shallow center field. The center fielder Taguchi is there. He'll make the catch. That's the second out.
Tell you, the influx of Japanese players into the major leagues now in our game has helped our game. The same way Americans that go over there and play in Japan help their game. And it's a welcome sight. I mean, it's great to see that the Japanese are letting some of their players loose to come over. Of course, you're not granted free agency till 10 years in the majors. So I mean, in their league, which is tough for a guy to get away. But some of them have come over after 6 years, and they put them in that bidding system, whatever they call that. What's the word they use?
Well, they posting system.
Yeah.
Yep. 1 ball, no strikes to count.
They have definitely helped our game.
Katakura's next pitch, another fly ball hit the center field. So it looks like Taguchi's going to make all 3 plays, and sure enough, he will. As the fly out the center will wrap up the inning, and that was Ben Johnson who was at the plate. So 1-2-3 inning, no runs, hits or errors, and nobody left. The 8th inning is coming up. It's still 6-2 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network.
And then the Arizona Diamondbacks will be visiting Tempe Diablo next Friday, a week from today. And then the Milwaukee Brewers come to town on Saturday, March 21st. Now, you know, all of our games start promptly at 1:05 p.m. and you can avoid standing in line to get tickets because they are on sale right now at the Tempe Diablo Stadium box office. 3,876.
Sean O'Sullivan is wrapping up his warm-up tosses. To the 8th inning we go here in Tempe. The Angels lead at 6-2. Fans, $3 kids and teens nights are back. $3 tickets are available for select home games in the upper view seating areas for fans ages 2 to 18. Now, the first $3 kids and teens night takes place during the opening week of the regular season. It'll be on Tuesday, April the 7th. Tickets can only be purchased at the Big A box office on the day of the game. Again, a $3 kids and teens night coming up at Angel Stadium on Tuesday, April the 7th. The Angels will host the Oakland A's. So here's Jovan Rosa batting, and the first pitch, that one is a ball. The count, 1 ball, no strikes. Rosa's hitting out a Micah Hoffpower's spot, the number 3 spot, and he replaced him at first base his first time up, Rosa, and there's the pitch that missed for a ball.
Terry, did we get the attendance? I thought I heard it.
Yep, we did. It's 8,876, so we're close to that 9,000 mark. It is a sellout. 8,876. That's the biggest crowd this spring here in Tempe.
Nice. Not too many folks have left either.
The count's 2-1 on Rosa. Here's the next pitch. He taps that one foul back behind the plate. Rosa is up from minor league camp, and this is his first at bat this spring for the Cubs.
You know who else O'Sullivan reminds me of? Rod Beck.
Yeah, a little bit.
Without the facial hair.
Yeah. The 2-2, and that one just missed. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Mark Portugal.
Yeah, that's a good call right there.
Can't help it. When you see young players,
sure, they remind you of somebody physically.
Right.
There's one that's fouled off, like yesterday in the game here. That was your first game this spring. I've mentioned Mark Trumbo reminds me a little bit of Mike Sweeney.
Wow. Boy,
and even facially, I mean, he looks just like him. Yeah, like a young Mike Sweeney. The count's 3-2 on Rosa. We'll see what gives, and he chops the ball and a hop on the left side. Good stop by Wood. He'll have to hurry the throw. He gets it there in time for the first out.
See how Brandon Wood planted his feet, got him under him before he threw. Now, he can make that throw as he cut in front of the shortstop, Figueroa. He could make that throw off balance because he has a shortstop skill, but he knew he had time. The runner wasn't that quick, and he planted his feet and gave a good throw. That's important for young players to gather yourself, get a good foundation so you can make an accurate throw to first. Woody looks great.
So Rosa retired, and now Brad Snyder is batting. This is going to be his first at bat today. He's pinch hitting for Milton Bradley. And he takes that pitch in there for a strike. One ball, no strikes to count. The pitch, fly ball lifted into left field. Chasing after that one is Brad Kuhn out on the warning track, and he makes the catch up against the wall. Good job by Brad Kuhn. Boy, the Angels have really played some good defense today.
Yes, they have, Terry, and that wasn't an easy play either, having to deal with that sun going all the way back to the base of the wall and crashing into the wall, making a play like that. And it didn't sound like it was hit that well. But the big kid, he drove it out to the wall.
So 2 outs. Deeds at the plate. He's gone all the way for them. He's been their right fielder in this ball game, and the first pitch on him is a ball. The count 1-0. Deeds has gone 1 for 3. The Angels got all 6 of their runs in the second, and the Cubs got their 2 runs in the fourth. We're in the 8th. It's 6-2 Angels. The pitch. That one is in there for a called strike.
Split squads are great for 2 reasons. With all the players in camp, it gives the management a chance to look at different players, and for the players, they get a chance to be exposed as well. They get the chance.
1 ball and 1 strike to count on Deeds. The next pitch was low and in. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Split squads, B games. That's another thing. Do you hear that much anymore, Smitty? Are there many B games?
B games, haven't really heard that.
Yeah, that's kind of gone out. B games are almost like a split squad, except they'll have the guys that they haven't looked at play at 9 o'clock in the morning.
There's a pitch that swung on and missed. I don't think Mike Socia has ever been big on that. I don't know that we've seen that since he's been the Angel manager, those B games, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know, I played in a lot of those in my career, and that was back then before they had the split squads, and I loved them. A chance to get out there and play. First thing in the morning. Didn't get no better than that.
3 balls and 2 strikes to count. And the 3-2 pitch. That is a called third strike. Struck him out looking, and the inning is over. Nice job by O'Sullivan. He faced 6 batters in 2 innings, retiring them all in a row. And we'll probably see a new pitcher for the Angels when we get to the 9th. Here in the 8th, no runs, hits, or errors. Nobody left. The bottom of the 8th is coming up. 6-2 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network.
Leading off for the Angels in the bottom of the 8th, the center fielder, Chris Pettit.
Chris Pettit will be the first batter for the Angels. He's played the whole game for the Halos today in center field. Jeff Stevens is the new pitcher for the Cubs, and he's their 6th pitcher of the day. The first pitch, and there's one that's lifted in the air into right center field. Let's see who's going to call. Looks like Taguchi, and he's going to make his 4th straight putout in this ball game. He had all 3 outs last inning, and the first one here in the 8th.
Didn't that tie a record last inning?
I guess so.
Held by
thousands. Break it. Yeah.
Held by thousands.
Jeff Stevens is the new pitcher, and he's a guy who was in the Indians organization. He came over to the Cubs in the offseason in the Mark DeRosa deal. And he was on the U.S. Olympic baseball team. He was one of the closers on Team USA last year for the Summer Olympics. He and Kevin Jepson, who we had a chance to chat with last night on our Angels Tonight show, they handled some of the closing duties for the U.S. Olympic baseball team last summer. 1 ball, 1 strike on Mark Trumbo, who's at the plate. He's batting out of the DH spot. That was Sean Figgin's spot today. Figgy was 1 for 4. And Trumbo takes that one for a strike, 1-2.
He does resemble Mike Sweeney.
Yeah, well, I told you. There's a pitch that is outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
He hopes he could have that kind of career.
Yeah. Sweeney.
Where is Sweeney this year? Is he retired?
Sweeney's in camp with Seattle, trying to win a spot with them. Signed a minor league deal. There's a bouncer by Trumbo that skips under the glove of the third baseman Scales. So Trumbo is on. See how that one is scored. That was not an easy play, and we'll wait and see how they call it. They're going to call it an error on Scales.
Tough scorekeeper here.
Yeah. So no hit for Trumbo on that one. Second error of the day for the Cubs. And Brad Kuhn is the batter. He's up from minor league camp. He was with the Angels earlier this spring and then reassigned. And as far as Kuhn, 2 for 12 in the Angels camp with a home run. He had a walk-off game-winning home run this spring, Rex.
Nice.
Brad Kuhn. There's a pitch in there for a strike.
I remember that was early.
Yeah.
Good for him.
1-1 to count. 6-2. The Angels leading. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. 1 out, 1 on. Thrower to first. Trumbo really wasn't off the bag. Infield at double play depth. Sean Rodriguez waiting on deck. Stevens delivers, and that one is fouled off the mask of the home plate umpire, Kerwin Danley, who goes down to a knee. Boy, you could hear that, Hud, and then he looked like a boxer who got staggered after taking one to the head right there.
Ooh, and you know, last year, unfortunately for Kerwin, in Dodger Stadium, he took a foul tip off the mask, the same spot, and they wheeled him off in an ambulance. It was not pretty. Kerwin had to take about, I don't want to say 3 weeks off. So Adam Nevela, the assistant athletic trainer, is out administering to Kerwin, who took another shot. I'll tell you, last year we had a lot of problems with the masks of the umpires, you know, and they're trying to find some mask that can help, and they made some strides. They had a mask with a shock absorber on the sides that would try to take the blunt of that blow, and they're doing all they can to try to protect the safety of the umpires.
Remember last season you did a little feature on the masks the umpires on wear. You did that on the TV side, didn't you?
Right, and you know, one of the opportunities is Kerwin now is getting up off of his knee. He's a little bit groggy. I'm not sure if he'll stay in or not. But being a broadcaster, and I have a pass that gets me in, doesn't get you in the umpire's room, but I've become friends with the umpires over the past 10 years, and they let me in. I said, hey, guys, what are you doing for protection? And one of the umpires had a mask that had the shock absorbers on it, and we showed our audience. So good to see Kerwin. He's standing back at the home plate now. His other buddies are around him. They're making sure he's okay, and looks like he's going to stay in the game. But, man, those are some tough shots that those guys take, and lots of times a foul tip like that that's barely tipped from a pitcher that throws 90, that ball will pick up speed after it's tipped, and it will hit these guys, I mean, like in the face with that mask. It still, even though they got a mask, puts quite a jolt on them.
So everything is back normal now. The pitch, that ball's ripped into right field off the bat of Kuhn for a base hit. Trumbo is headed for third base, and he's moving for a big guy. He gets there easily. Runners at the corners.
Look at that. Big Mark Trumbo going first to third. Looks good. socialites running athletic players.
So first and third, one away. Sean Rodriguez will be the batter. Stevens in his first inning of relief. And as far as the Cubs today, he's their fifth reliever. And he's in some trouble here. Stevens pitched last year in AA and AAA in the Indians organization. This is his fifth pro season. The pitch, grounded down to third, could be two. A bad throw to second, though. It sails into the outfield and right. A run will score. Everybody's safe. Runners at the corners. 7-2 Angels. That was a double play ball right there. Bobby Scales threw that one away.
Sure did. Didn't really have his feet underneath him. We talked about that earlier, how important that is. He was a little off balance, and the throw got away. Continue the Halos inning here.
So Scales committing his second error of the inning. The Cubs have had 3 errors today. They've all been against their third baseman. And Rivas had one earlier in the ball game. He was the starting third baseman. Scales moved over to third a couple of innings ago. So the Angels are up 7-2, trying to get more. Matt Brown at the plate swings and fouls the first pitch back out of play. Fans, the 2009 Angels baseball season is right around the corner. Now's the perfect time to reserve a party suite. Whether you're planning on hosting colleagues or enjoying a fun evening out with family and friends, Angels Club level party suites hold up to 36 guests and will make your next event a big hit. Party suites sold out fast last season, so don't delay. Call 888-796-HALO. Reserve your party suite today. Matt Brown batting. Any luck in this inning, Stevens would be out of it, but a pair of errors by the third baseman in the inning. The pitch, it's fouled up down the right field side. It's going to push back and out of play. Did you have a good time last night on our Angels Tonight show? We were at Gallagher's here in the Phoenix.
What a question.
Yeah.
It's fun to get out and to see the diehard Angel fans show up at Gallagher's and support us, and wanted to hear about Angel baseball. It was fun with Jeff Biggs back at the studio in L.A.
Had a good turnout for that live event last night.
Fun.
It's a pitch outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Gave away an autographed baseball by future star Kenry Morales to a caller who had the best questions, right?
Yeah, sure
or
did.
The best
caller of the night.
There you go.
Caller of the night.
Yeah, it was fun. Angel fans are alive and well there. They know the season's around the corner. There's a lot of stuff to talk about now with all these young players. The emergence, and Wood looked so good, and there were some questions about him. And
pitch on Brown, sliced down the right field side, dropping foul. It's still 1 ball, 2 strikes. We'll have our final Hot Stove show coming up in just under 2 weeks. That'll be on Thursday, the 26th of March, and we'll be at that same spot here in the Valley.
But I like your questions you presented to the audience. And the first one was, who's the Angels' #1 starter? Is that what it was?
Yeah, provided they're all healthy and at the top of their game, and we would put Escobar in that mix, and with Lackey and Saunders, Santana, Weaver. There's a swing and a miss. Good breaking ball. Fooled Brown right there and struck him out.
But what impressed me was the question, Terry, that many other organizations would love to be able to ask that question. Who's our #1? The Angels have so many good-looking starters that all could answer that. I mean, that's impressive. They got 3 or 4 guys that could be #1s on other teams for sure.
Right. John Lackey seemed to be the popular answer, but hey, last season Saunders and Santana were all-stars.
Got a few Irvin Santanas, got a Saunders, a couple guys said Saunders.
Yeah. There's a ground ball on the first base side. It's a base hit. Through on the right side by Figueroa. That'll score a run. The Angels will have them at first and third. And now it's an 8-2 Angels lead here in the 8th.
There's still a little bit of question mark for Irvin Santana, though.
Yeah.
Mike Sochi talk about that today a little bit, or?
Well, just alluded to the fact that he's going to be examined sometime this weekend. Dr. Yoakum will be here in the Phoenix area, and they'll take a look at Irvin. So that's all we know right now. You know, he's certainly been shut down for the time being, and we'll see where things go as far as that right elbow of his. That's the problem area. Initially, it was described as a sprained MCL. Here's the pitch on the next batter, and that one is a little bit low for a ball.
Well, Lou Yoakum, he's coming here on business anyway.
Right.
I think
right. It wasn't
like
just
they summoned him here.
Exactly. Yeah, he was going to be here anyway. Adam Papkovich is at the plate, and he lines one into left center field. Johnston is chasing, and he jumps up and makes the catch. Nice play by the left fielder, and that'll end the inning. The Angels do come up with 2 more runs, doing it with 2 more hits. There were 2 errors in the inning, and the Angels will leave 2 runners on base. The 9th inning is next as we head there. It's all Angels, 8-2 on the Angels Baseball Network.
Now coming out of pitch, Jason Bolger. The Angels offer a number of great ticket packages for the upcoming regular season. Visit angelsbaseball.com online for more information on good tickets, mini plans, and more.
We get ready to move to the 9th inning. Jason Bolger will take over in relief. Sean O'Sullivan, very impressive today in 2 innings of work. He retired 6 batters in a row, had a strikeout, and now Bolger will take over. This is going to be his 4th appearance this spring. He has a couple of wins out of the bullpen, but his ERA is 6.75. 8-2 Angels here in the 9th. The pitch. And that one is a little bit high for ball. The count 1 ball and no strikes. Bobby Scales, the batter. He's their 3rd baseman. He's had a 2-run double today. He's driven in their 2 runs, and that was on a ball that Eric Ibar lost in the sun. It should have been the final out, and it was scored a double. Ibar never touched the ball, but certainly should have been the last out of that 4th inning. That was against Mosley. There's a ball that's tapped foul out near the plate. Ball and 2 strikes to count. Well, we've been talking today about it being Friday the 13th. And that had HUD breaking out a few stories here, talking about some shenanigans from last season.
In the booth that we had, not player shenanigans. Right. We try to share all those that they let us in on.
Yep. There's a swing and a miss on a good breaking ball, and down on strikes goes Scales. Had a chance to ask Mike Sosha earlier today, with it being Friday the 13th, any superstitions and players that come to mind from his days as a former major league player.
Some guys, some guys are very particular about where their glove is. Raul Mondesi had to have his glove at a certain angle with where his batting gloves were, on the dugout step. some guys needed their bats and the numbers lined up in a certain way when they were in the bat rack. There's different ways that guys tied their laces if they were in a slump. I don't think it's it's just normal stuff, normal little superstitions that players would have.
Angels manager Mike Socia. Pitch is fouled off by Taguchi, out of play on the right side. He's in the hole. It's no balls and 2 strikes here against Bolger. And the next pitch, and that one is outside.
And Taguchi, a former Japanese player, he'll turn 40 this summer. This guy's taking great care of himself.
Yeah.
But you know what they would do? They were very superstitious as well. One of my teammates,
when you were in Japan,
when I was playing in Japan,
right,
he taped a marble to his sternum.
Okay.
To his chest.
All right.
And, they had a room in back of the dugouts there where they drank tea and smoked like chimneys. And I saw him changing his shirt, and I saw this thing on his chest, and I go, hey, what is that?
Right.
He said, marble. Good luck for me.
Luck. Yep. Good luck charm. There's a ground ball hit on the right side. Good stop by Sean Rodriguez, and he gets Taguchi. That's the second out here in the ninth.
And they passed it around when the season started, the Japanese, the players. They passed it around and gave to me a little pouch that has some kind of something in it, and they wanted me to wear it inside my uniform pants. And they handed it to me. They go, you wear it on the field. Good luck. It brings you good luck. And I said, wow, hey, look, that's not my style right there, bud. But hey, thanks. I'll keep it for a souvenir. But I don't think I'm going to wear it. But see, there's a lot of that in baseball.
Yeah.
Because it's every day. And I remember I wanted to eat the same restaurant, in the same order, the same food. If I got 3 hits the night before, I went right back to the same place, hoping I could catch magic in a bottle.
Sure.
Capture it and stay with it. Don't change a thing. Same breakfast.
Superstition.
Yeah. And I don't even consider myself superstitious.
Sure.
But that's the nature of a ball player.
Yep. Especially in baseball, with it being a game pretty much every day. The 1-1. There's a swing and a miss on a 1-2 pitch, and that is going to do it there on the catcher as Wellington Castillo goes down, and that's going to end the inning. So it didn't take any time at all for Bolger to retire 3 straight, and that's it for the Cubs here today in Tempe. The Angels win the game 8-2. We'll be back with the totals and a wrap in just a moment. Stay with us on the Angels Baseball Network.
Our police do a great job in moving traffic out of this area. But remember, you're going to be merging into Friday afternoon rush hour traffic. Please, pack a little patience, drive home safely, and see you back here on Sunday. Game time is at 1:05. Don't forget, tickets are on sale now for the remaining Cactus Weekend. Right here at the Diablo Stadium Sports Office.
Back here at Tempe Diablo Stadium, Terry Smith, Rex Hudler, and our producer-engineer Darren Chan. And here on this Friday the 13th, the Angels were the lucky ones as they beat up on the Cubs. The score was 8-2. The winning totals today, 8 runs, 10 hits, no errors, and 9 left for the Angels. 2 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors, and 6 left for the Cubs. Dustin Mosley gets the win. He was the starter, his first victory this spring. He's 1-0. Chad Godin was the starter for Chicago and loser. He drops to 2-1. The time of the game was 2 hours, 39 minutes. A sellout crowd of 8,876 on hand. The Angels with the victory improved to 11-3 this spring, and for the Cubs, their record now stands at 7-9. The Cubs also had another a split squad game against the Seattle Mariners today. We haven't heard about that one, and these two teams will hook up again tomorrow in Mesa when Joe Saunders opposes Aaron Heilman. Again, the final score today, the Angels 8, the Cubs 2. I'll be back with Rex in just a moment to put a final wrap on this ball game, so stay with us on the Angels Baseball Network. Back at Tempe Diablo Stadium, where the Angels have defeated the Chicago Cubs today 8-2. Let's talk a little bit about some of the Angel participants. Let's start it off with Dustin Mosley. Pitched very well his longest stint, and of course he's in the mix for one of those spots at the back end of the rotation.
He looked like a totally different pitcher than last year. Confidence. When he towed the slab, he had a quick rhythm. He was throwing pitch after pitch. He looked good. He had a good curveball. Sinker was down. Man, Mosley looked as good as I've seen him.
And then you look at some of the other pitchers today. I know you hadn't had a chance to see Sean O'Sullivan in the past. You liked what you saw.
When he walked off the field, I went, hallelujah, we got another winner. That kid, he looks good. He's 21, but he's a strike thrower. And then you went ahead and told me, yeah, Hud, he's one of the best pitchers we have as far as control goes. Right. He looks solid.
So he worked 2 innings today. Bolger really polished off the Cubs in a hurry in that 9th inning, and he's a guy fighting for maybe that last spot in the bullpen, he along with Kevin Jepson.
Like Mike Scioscia says, there's no such thing as not having enough pitching. You got to have pitching. We've got pitching, and these kids in the farm, you know, their homegrown talent are coming up and showing their stuff out here. That's what spring training's all about, especially to get to see these young guys we don't typically get to see during the season.
Now, one swing of the bat today really dictated the outcome of this game.
That woke the house up. All 8,000 plus. Morales, first pitch he saw the day. He piled that ball, man. It was smoked. Hit the scoreboard. You knew it was going to be out. Nice job by Morales, and that's what he's going to be asked to do this year. Provide a little left-handed sock for the Halos. Mike Scioscia and Artie Moreno, who are in the audience, happen to like that.
Yeah, the Angels haven't had a whole lot of home runs this spring. In 14 games, only 7 of them. But boy, did Kendry ever hit his. That was his first this spring. That was part of a 6-run second inning, and the Angels build up a 6-0 lead, win it today by the final of 8-2. As far as the Cubs, they did not have a hit after the 5th inning today, so some very solid relief pitching after Mosley, the starter. We saw Darren Oliver. He worked a scoreless inning. Jose Arredondo, a scoreless inning. O'Sullivan, 2 scoreless innings. And Bolger, also a scoreless inning with a pair of strikeouts against the 3 batters he faced in the ninth. Hud will see the Cubs again tomorrow, and you'll have a chance to visit with your old friend Lou Piniella.
Oh, I can't wait. You mean I get to come back tomorrow and do a baseball game with you?
Yes, you do.
Smitty, way to go. Way to invite me in.
All right. Rex Sutler will be alongside tomorrow when the Angels once again take on the Cubs. That game will be in Mesa, and it'll be Joe Saunders against Aaron Heilman, the starting pitchers tomorrow for the Angels and the Cubs. Again, the totals today, 8 runs, 10 hits, no errors, and 9 left for the Angels. The Cubs had 2 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors. They left 6. Dustin Mosley gets the win. He's 1-0 this spring. Chad Godown, the loser, 2-1. 2 hours, 39 minutes the time. Sellout crowd of 8,876 on hand. Our coordinators back at our flagship station, AM 830, have been Derek Taylor and Howard Drescher. The producer-engineer of Angels Baseball and Radio is Darren Chan. Our next broadcast will come your way tomorrow afternoon. The Angels take on the Cubs from Ho-Ho-Com Park in Mesa. Angels Baseball will come your way live at 1 o'clock Pacific time on AM 830 and on angelsbaseball.com. We invite you now to stay tuned for the Bigs with Jeff Biggs taking your telephone calls. The phone number to call Biggsy, 877-8830-830. For Rick Sutler, this is Terry Smith saying thanks so much for listening. Again, the final score today, the Angels over the Chicago Cubs 8-2. Enjoy your weekend, and as always, thanks for listening to the Angels Baseball Network.